Hello, race fans, and welcome once again to the Midwest Winston Cup Series presented by Accelopath. Well, folks, this isn't stock car racing here. We've got a special event for you today, this Indy Kart Challenge. Guys are going to get out there in some open wheel action. Got a nice day out there for it, 78-degree air temperature, winds 4 miles an hour. Track is a little warm at 122 degrees. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you'll know each time we go live. And just like in the stock car races, you know, everything's pretty much the same. Got the fixed setup, damage on, got the one faster pair, and they'll be doing that for have that last for 200 laps. And I've got some guest commentators in the booth with me, a couple of league members here, Gino Morrow and JD Green. How you doing, guys?
Good. How are you, Tony?
All right, so we're gonna, as we're waiting for the pace car to have them roll off, we'll go ahead and take a look at the starting grid here.
All right, starting in your pole position, you got Derek Offerman in a 20 car. Number two position, Dylan Glass in a 3 car. Joseph Ward in a 59, starting in third. Eric Schwar in a 7 car. Nate Lynch in a number 2 car. And Chip Parks in a 30 car. Number position 7, Lee Tucker in a 32. Adam Sedlow in a 6 car. Trey Jackson in a 31. And you got yourself rounded off in the 10 car, Tony Rice in a 64.
In 11th, we have Jerry Hutchinson. In the 8th, we have Brian Lynch in that 24. Then moving down the list, we have 13th, we have JD Green in the number 12. Douglas Hooper in the number 29. We have 15th place car, Patrick Asti, sorry. And then number 9, Brian Shue in the number 11, rounding off the end of the field today.
All right, and the guys, they're making their way down the backstretch here. And, well, I tell you, this is, it's fun. It's different, getting a chance to get out there on track, you know, finally get a chance to get behind the wheel and have some fun, you know, and not don't do as much racing as I used to, and out there racing along. My sidekick here, JD Green, also.
Good to see you behind the wheel, Tony.
Yeah, man. This is you know, I actually started off with the stock cars, but yeah, this is kind of what I've been doing, you know, for quite a while as well, the open wheelers. But looking to have a good race out here today. Let's go up here with Derek Offerman. They're coming out of turn 4, getting ready for that start. Pace car will be coming off any second now. There he goes, waiting for that green light.
Start.
And we're racing here at Indianapolis.
It's really off with a good start. Derek gets off with a good start, heading towards turn 1 in the number 20. He has some room of air with the number 3 in number 3. A bit wide there, but still with him, surprisingly. Derek Offerman, sorry. Derek Offerman. Hold on. Issues.
Looked like Dylan Glass made a nice pass on Offerman there. Offerman trying to keep up with the 3 car.
Most definitely, Tony. I'm sure that you felt this whenever you were racing as well. We were really loose at the start there, so it was definitely difficult to get the first couple laps in.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, and you know, it's I guess for me, I'm more used to it in open wheel cars, but now with the stock cars, don't you guys have to also wait for the tires to really come up to temperature? Don't you kind of feels a little better after the first couple of laps there?
Most definitely, but I'm not used to the wind in my hair, so it was definitely a different feeling to have no roof on.
Oh yeah, and I guess the visual of it too, and that sense of speed is a little different too, huh?
Yes, it definitely grips around the corners a little bit different. Not used to being able to hit the gas in the corners and not have a lot of tire spin. Whenever you shoot down too low, though, you definitely feel yourself getting loose and having to go up top.
10-4, you're having a good battle there. Patrick Hasty there right behind you, trying to catch Lynch there. Who's that? Brian Lynch right in front of you.
Yeah, some of the guys here today are very, very fast, and they're good racers through and through, so it's going to be a good battle that I foresee in the future. So.
Yeah, boy, that Jerry Hutcherson, man, that was, who was that? Trey Jackson just got by Hutcherson. That was a tight squeeze there.
Oh, yeah.
He
Just making contact on turn 4. To the inside, Jerry Hutchinson going to try to take the 8th spot. And down turn 1, Trey's going to let him have it for now. The 8's going to try to defend. Here comes that 31 on the inside now. The 8 maybe going a bit too wide. Ooh, getting a bit sideways there, I'm pretty sure. The double file. Oh my god. They are 3 wide currently. Going to turn 3, they're 2 wide. Hutchison's going to try to go around the outside, almost making contact. Number 24, Ryan Lynch. Lynch just getting out of trouble. Here comes that 32, but Hutchison's going to close him off. He lost some positions there, but I'm pretty sure he can close the gap here in the 4 laps here. Just try not to burn off the tires here, because it's mostly a tire track, and the temperature is not as hot, but the cars could be tight. In this case, Indy cars be tight. But going to our leader, in the number 3, Dylan Glass, stretching out a good gap, 3/10, and pulling away just a bit. That could be the draft, but Derek in that number 20, just keeping right on him and just being patient. That's what makes a really good driver. Not trying to get the lead as quick, as soon as possible, but just riding around, not trying to burn off his tires. But good to see here in a couple of laps of, how the pace differs between these two, because they've stretched out a 1.6 gap between them and 3rd place, so the 7 needs to get up there and try to just get focused, get in the zone, and try to lay down those laps.
Yeah, there's third place Eric Schwartz, and like I said, he's just about 2 seconds back now, or actually 1.5 back there from Offerman. They got spaced out pretty good there, that top 5 or 6 there.
Oh yeah, now it's going to just be all about pace. Looking at Chip Parks, he's sitting pretty nicely in P4, going a bit loose, having to correct just a bit, but he's riding that wall, and he's just 0.9 tenths behind Shore in the number 7. So these drivers are being fairly calm. That's up here, possibly in the top 10, just being very calm, but top 10th place and 11th place positions are swapping a little bit. Fairly close. It's Patrick Hasty in that number 9. I think got the pass on Jerry Hutchinson. But Hutchinson is going to try to get that 10th place back. He's lost some positions at the start. Let's see if he's going to be patient here in these couple of laps. He's right behind him. He's just about 3/10 behind him, but closing up to 4/10 right now. He has to just get in the state of mind and just not try to burn up those tires, because these tires are very, very valuable, especially in pit strategy.
I believe we got 4 sets of tires here today, Tony, correct?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they had a tire limit. And JD, you're in the pits. Was that when you were having problems there?
Yeah, I might have touched a wall a time or two, but we don't have to mention that, Tony.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We can just notice the speed that Dylan Glass in the number 3 car in the position 1 has just on the number 10 car, or I'm sorry, the 10th place car, Patrick Hasty. Almost 12.5 seconds is the difference between these two. So you can just see the speed and the skill that Dylan Glass has in each and every corner. It's almost like precision. And he's able to get in and get out as fast as possible to have over almost 13 seconds now on a 10th position.
Yeah, those guys are lapping pretty good. Let's bring up their lap time histories here and compare the two here. You See, Offerman, he did have he was a tenth quicker on lap 13. They were swapping quicker laps there between laps 11 and 13.
As long as Derek Offerman can just stay nice and easy, he can just stay with the leader. He doesn't need to push. He just doesn't want to get tight, but he's closing on the leader right now, entering turn 1. It's just about 2/10, but as you can see, you can just get so tight if you're not careful. And he's going to just try to hold back here and just stay in the draft, because the draft around here is very valuable. Pack or not, just one car ahead of you, as long as you work together. And you can see just one mistake here can cost him big time. Just 1 second, and the leader is pulling on him. Third place, it has gained a 2/10, and that's going down to 1 second behind second place.
Yeah, I noticed it seemed like when they came out of 2 there, it seemed like he slowed down for a minute. I was wondering what was happening there. I didn't see anything. Looked like we got Chip Parks. He's coming in. Oh, boy, Chip Parks smoking.
Oh,
So he hit something.
oh yeah, and, that's going to be good damage.
Yeah, that might be terminal there, possibly. Oh, boy. And the rear wing is gone and everything. Nose gone, rear wing gone.
Yeah, look at that alignment.
Yeah,
He's on a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as he gets into the pits, the pit crew's going to be on him about this one. So we'll have to see if he gets back into the track. So
Right. Trying to, not sure. There he is right there. Looked like he made it to a stall. He's up on the blocks there. He probably had to use his fast repair, of course. Yeah.
It's off again.
This
could pay his favor if a caution comes out here in a few laps. But definitely not probably what he wanted, but it could help him here in a few laps.
I think that must have brought out the caution, because it looks like everybody's slowing down here. And that was the only thing we saw with Chip Parks there when he had that damage.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and run that back so we can see what happened to him here. We'll just run it back past his coming into the pit road here, and we'll oh boy, he was doing all kinds of stuff there.
Oh,
let's slow it down a little bit here, and here he comes. Let's see. Look like he's going. That's turn. He's running in 6th at the moment, so he's going into turn 3 there.
Yeah, no one around him.
Yeah, the car might have just got away from him. Yep, there it is. See, he's already going. Yep, and it came around. Well, the back end came around. He was carrying too much speed out of the corner, and he just, oh boy.
Oh.
Woo! That's what I call getting airborne.
He lands it on all 4s, gentlemen.
Yeah, so. He stuck the landing. How about that?
Oh, maybe not this one, though.
Oh, boy, who is that?
Oh,
big
contact.
Was that Adam Sidlow? He just made it through no damage. Good grief.
Oh, my.
That was amazing. And Park's still sleeping. Yeah, and he is still flipping. Wow. So that was the second car that went by, and somebody just went under him. Good grief. Was it? Okay.
Everyone avoiding him. Oh my God.
That was okay. You got to excuse me. I have to go to the bathroom for a moment after that one.
Yeah. I give him a 10 out of 10 for sticking the landing.
I tell you, man.
No movement at all.
I tell you. That. We'll bring it back down here past the pit stop here, and as you know, folks, this is a pre-recorded race, so we can't jump back from recorded back to live action. So we'll just have to fast forward through his pit stall here, as he makes it down to his pit stall.
But if you notice, Tony, as soon as he hits that grass, it's like skating on ice skates, and you're almost like a baby deer that just hit the cement for the first time. You have no control over that car. As soon as you get airborne in these cars, they just like to keep on turning and keep on flipping. So
Yeah.
hopefully Chip can get in and out of his pits and get that fast repair done and make up some time here. So
Yeah, I think he's on his way out, and these not just the Indy cars, but a lot of the open wheel cars, man, they just, I mean, obviously they're lighter than the stock cars, but I mean they've got them set up so that they just flip forever sometimes, and that is almost annoying as well because you can't say if it's a situation where you have to tow back, you can't even start towing till you come to a complete stop so you can escape out of there. You know what I mean?
yeah, most definitely, you definitely lose a lot of time out of it. So hopefully Chip can regain some positions here and start the race back again.
Well, he's only lost one lap, so and now it looks like the rest of the field is coming in as he's going by. And there's your leader. He's bringing everybody down pit road. There's Offerman right behind him, Eric Schwar, Nate Lynch and company.
Yeah, we see who can get it out when race out pit road here. They're pulling in nice and easy. I don't see anyone's pit stop or pit stall, should I say.
Right. And Offerman, of course, he had to go the farthest. Oh, it looks like Dylan, he's going to make it out. Glass, he had an 8.5 second stop. Eric Schwar, it showed his time. I missed it before it went away. So many cars are on pit road, so they're quickly cycling through them. But Glass did.
That definitely paid into Eric Schwar's strategy there. He jumped one position up, so he can stay with the leader, and hopefully he can stay with him long enough to where third place and back fall behind, because they're going to try to get positions, but we might see a little bit of teamwork here between first and second, because, you know, off the start, you know, first and second, they were working together, and you saw second try to go in there in turn one, and the exit of two, he got tight and had to slow down. And that's what happens when you just try to push the car too much. You just get tight, the car doesn't like it, and you will go up and just get tight.
Mm-hmm. Now here, lap 13. Dylan Glass, your leader. I do believe that weren't the lights out on the pace car? Nope. So they'll probably be going out this time around, I would think.
It's definitely a big break for the whole field, though, because, like we said before, the 10th position was almost 13 seconds back. So I'm sure a few guys were thankful for that yellow. Get some new rubber on there, and we're about to go racing again.
Oh, yeah. And the lights just went out on the pace car, and I think, I was running 10th at the time, so that did bunch the field up a little bit.
This is going to be an interesting start. I think Dylan is going to try to just get away, because he was sitting pretty nicely in the lead. He's very consistent. You know, no dirty air right in front of him, but we're going to see what second does. You know, Eric has been showing some very good pace. It's just, can he stay with the leader long enough to make that move and plan it carefully?
Well, just the way now those guys are fast up there, but just like I've seen in the stock cars, you always got to keep your eye on Nate Lynch. I mean, that guy, he finds a way to get to the front, and he might not even be tipping his hand right now. It's just no telling. But
I definitely agree with you on that one. And I'm going to call him Lightning Bolt because he's so fast.
Yeah. And some of these guys, everybody wasn't there for the practice session. I had a chance to practice with some of them the day before. And Trey Jackson, you might want to keep an eye on him too. He was really quick out there.
It's usually the top 10 or maybe the top 8 that were really consistent. So it's just mistakes that we got to look out for. These drivers have to look out for, because we saw Chip Parks. He just got a little bit loose, and then he couldn't save it because he just went too low. And it's just very unpredictable with these cars. As with a stock car, it's so heavy, and you're about reaching 180, 150 in the corners, maybe even slower. So they're easy to save, but we're about to go green here. So we're going to see if Dylan can get a good start coming up. He's going to be going. 3/10. Going to turn 1. Eric Schwarr right behind him. The number 7. They stay with him. The pack a little jumbled up there, but mostly single file throughout the entire pack. Now single file officially. But as you can see, first and second and pole so much, but Eric Schwarr right behind him. He's in that traffic bubble. He's going to look towards the inside. Going to turn 3. Dylan Glass is going to take the lead here. Or not Dylan Glass, but mistake. Eric Schwarr is going to take the lead. Going into turn 3. Now going to turn 4 for the exit for the front straightaway. He's going to lead this lap. But look at tenths. Here comes Dylan Glass on the inside.
Dylan Glass getting in again. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tony, though. The entry and exit out of these corners are by far most important than even drafting. I mean, draft is important in these cars, but the entry and exit will give you the speed of getting in and out so quick.
Yeah, and and also, kind of finding not the natural apex of the corner. Sometimes you might have to do an early apex or a late apex. It just depends on how your car is running. And because I tell you, if you get up there and if you dive in too soon, and I guarantee you it's going to push you right up to the wall, and you don't want to have to be lifting unnecessarily. And it's really neat to drive these things, and different cars, different open wheel cars handle differently. The way they react in the draft to each other. Some of them they suck up really well, and some of them not as much. But you really got.
Well, let me ask you this, Tony. I know that you say that you race these cars a lot. Is this something that you prefer to race, or do you like to race the, sprint cars or cup cars or anything like that, or is this what you prefer?
Well, believe it or not, one of my favorite cars is actually the trucks. So,
okay.
Yeah, so I mean, but which is ironic. I love road racing, and I'm not that great at it, but still, I like anything open wheel. Big Formula One fan anyway. But when I first joined iRacing, getting to the trucks, that was my first goal right there. And of course nowadays you have so many cars to choose from. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
And it's just like I love the super late models. I just like the way they sound. Well, look at this battle here with Sidlow and Hutchison. Hutchison getting a little restless there. He's ready to go.
Hutchison showing early pace at the start of this race.
Yeah.
Falling back, but now he's showing those fresh tires. But later in the run, it seems like the start he wasn't as good, but maybe he can correct himself because he's sitting very nicely in top 10 in P6 and at number 8. So the leaders are just about, the top 5 is 2 seconds out. They're fairly spaced out, I saw. So Jerry Hutchison pulling a nice gap between him and Sidlow. He's pulling a nice gap, and as you can see, they're all battling, and that's what he likes. Ward is around the back end of that number 6. So 6 is mostly focused on that 59, and 8, and that number 8 can just go away and just try to gain on those top 5. Then 8 Lynch and
something. Okay, something happening. I think maybe a caution's coming out. Let's see. Okay, yeah, something did happen to Adam Sidlow there.
Tough break for Adam.
Yeah. Let's roll that back and see. Doesn't look like his. I don't think he went airborne as much.
Yeah.
Adam Sidlow was riding very low to the rumble strips, and as soon as you touch that, it seems like your car lifts up a little bit.
Yes, he got on him right there. Yeah. And that might have upset his car. And you were asking me about the corners and stuff. You really gotta, once you get used to it, you gotta make sure you hit those marks just right, and not be tempted to go down there and hit that rumble strip. I think this is going to be where he's going to get it. The angle he's going looks like he's about to go too deep in there, And see, he got a little bit of curb there.
Oh, it's the grass, yes.
Yeah, and that just like that, man, it
Grass.
just turned him around. He was along for the ride the minute he hit that grass. Kind of pancaked up against
Big
the wall, so
contact.
yeah, nose got a little bit there, and other than that, wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
At least he's able to drive it back in. I hope Adam did not lose his. Well, he's going to lose his fast repair now, but hopefully that was his first fast repair that he was able to do. Because, obviously the tow just takes up so much valuable time. It did not bring a yellow out. We're still racing here. And it looks like Eric Schwar is in still first position.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes when those things, if they happen quick enough and the car gets off the racing surface, unfortunately for that particular driver, it'll just stay green. Got a good gap there, almost a second now on Offerman.
Yeah, decent gap, but if you notice, some of the mid-pack vehicles are keeping up, though. Like Jerry Hutchison, number 8 car, the Joseph Ward in the 59, they're not 10-second back anymore like they were. Lee Tucker was almost 7 seconds back. The 10th car in the beginning of the race was almost 10 seconds. So I think they're getting the feel for the track and getting the tires warmed up here. So we're going to have a tight race at the end of it.
Yeah, I think the guys are going to, if they do any more open wheel racing, the more you do it, the more you get used to it. And like for a lot of guys, it was just, just a kind of trial by fire there, getting used to it. Adam Sidlow's got his car fixed on his way back out.
Yeah, most definitely. This was my first race, actually. I did one Indianapolis 500 race. Didn't go too hot, but, it's definitely interesting for these special events that happen because you're so used to having your car, your truck, and then you get this car that's open, no roof on it. You can see all 4 tires practically, and it's scary. I mean, honestly, you're going a lot faster. It seems like you get more grip in the corners and you can just power through it. But honestly, you gotta kind of baby it because if you get too loose or too low, you're done for. I mean, the car is not stopping. It is literally like ice skates.
Yeah, and also the way you found out, a lot of it's a finesse thing too, because I'd say after 15 or 20 laps, once those tires fall off, I mean, you just have to deal with it until either the next caution or you finish your fuel run, and that's just how it goes there. Hutchison, he's on pit road. Green flag pit stop here. Looks like he's okay from what I can see.
Yeah, it's a very early pit stop.
Yeah, it is.
Interesting.
And did he? Okay, he retired for some reason.
Oh.
He is out. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, Hutchison was a lap down. He had a family issue come up and he had to leave, unfortunately.
Okay.
But
Right.
I do remember it from that race. But, you got a good battle here. Derek Offerman battling for first and second with Eric Schwar. In and out of the corners, catching the draft, just being able to burn those tires up a little bit without going overboard can really make up some time quick.
About trying to get a run on him. A lot of it's just a timing thing too. And you know how that is, even in the stock car. Sometimes you spend a few laps just studying the guy in front of you to see how you're going to pass him.
Exactly. These cars, you need to just make precise moves because they can just catch you if they're just close enough, in the back straightaway or the front straightaway. And it's just sometimes you don't expect it. And Derek took that opportunity, and he's in the lead, so he's going to try to just get away. But now we see Dylan Glass and number 3 gaining back right up to them. They just lost so much time with that pass because they had to check it up, alter lines, and now they're just a 3-car pack. And Dylan Glass is just a spectator right now, to where if the second place is going to try to make that move, either on the outside or this straightaway, he's close. He's going to look towards the inside, a bit of a flick there, going towards the wall. Dylan Glass go. I think he's just going to wait there. Here comes Eric Schwar taking the lead. It's going to be tight. Here comes
Oh, boy.
Oh, Bruce!
Oh, no.
Big crash with the leaders.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Caution.
no. Oh, almost get nailed.
And
Oh, no.
and that definitely was going to bring the caution out. Looks like Offerman, he's towing back. Dylan Glass, he's going to drive back.
Wow,
Where's
wow,
Schwartz? Schwartz still running. He doesn't look that damaged, really.
yeah, his left side of his nose is a bit pushed in, but other than that, he's fine. That's definitely going to affect his downforce just a bit. Maybe not, but yeah, you can see it's not down. It's packed in and just mostly up. But he didn't get that much damage, surprisingly. Luckily, he placed himself right there. He did do a little spin, but not that much damage. Maybe alignment. But he could have that repaired, maybe save a fast repair for later in the race. And, wow, that was just very unexpected. Oh, my.
I'll tell you
Yes,
one.
they were definitely racing hard, though.
Yeah. And I'll tell you one thing about these open wheel cars, and sometimes you try to get something fixed without using the fast repair, and even though you sit there, say if it's 30 seconds of repair time, and they say that it's fixed, and sometimes you're sitting in the car and you can look at it or look at your wheel is not in the 12 o'clock position straight up, like, no, this isn't fixed, you know. And
Yeah,
and
most definitely.
you almost have to, especially with these open wheel cars, if you have anything going on with that suspension, you almost have to use your fast repair to get that thing just right.
Is there any way, Tony, that we can rewind that and see what truly started causing that? Obviously, we know someone got loose there.
Yes, definitely. Yeah,
And it was a lead car, I believe. But did he go too low, or did he just gas it in between the corners too much?
right.
I mean, it
Oh,
looked
there it
like he
is right
sent
there. Okay. So that was Schwarr. He was leading at the time, right? Looks like that's Schwarr.
he went up a bit. He had to correct the car
Yeah,
a
and
lot.
it's getting away from him
Sideways.
right there, and now it's going to snap back. And here the other two guys trying to go to the outside, and boy, they got
Oh,
collected big time. And looks like Glass, he's just reacting. That's why he spun. He didn't hit anybody. He's just reacting to try not to get hit.
yeah.
And it looks like, Tony, though, and Gino, that Glass is actually the one that got saved out of it the most, and he was right up on him.
Right.
Change the tires, that's no problem, but hitting nothing, that's amazing. So good
Yeah.
for him to keep it off the wall, keep it off of other cars, get new rubbers on there, and go back racing. So yes, he'll lose position, but Dylan Glass is already fast, and he'll be able to get back up in there. Now the other two, not so lucky, but a quick repair or a fast repair should be able to get them back out on the track.
Absolutely. Now
Sure.
we'll fast forward just a little bit to bring it back up to where we were.
Yeah. And that just shows you how these cars can just get so loose and just snap on you, like, anytime. If you just go too deep, hit the curb, hit the grass. They're going so fast that any mistake would just lead to this. And, that number 3, Dylan Glass, got out of it with just a bit of wing damage, and that's it. He's lucky to not be using that fast repair, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to pit and just repair it. I'm pretty sure it's optional damage. So it's just, not sure how long, but maybe a minute or two. But it's definitely better than, using that fast repair, because some of these people, including Tony, is he's in the lead right now, as you can see, but people are going to try to push hard, and they're saving that fast repair, and it's just how long you can have that fast repair when you have it, and how long. So at the end, if a big crash happens, as you can see, they're all pitting for new tires. Tires are very helpful, and the guy thinking of coming in is going to come in through the pack. Tony leading the entire pack in pit lane. We saw one guy jump to the lead. Well, jump to second, actually. My mistake. I think that was Schwarr jumping to second place behind the leader, jumping ahead of the last guy that was in second. That was Offerman. And we're going to see, because he's pretty good these people are pretty good with their pit stops. It's just that who's going to take more fuel, who's going to just be more safe. And, people could take 2 tires. We don't know. As Tucker is going to tuck in behind. He is 3rd place. So, as you see, pit stops really just advance your position of how. You just need to be very precise of what you take, how the car's feeling. You have to understand the car. And, you can just take fuel, and that's pretty much it, or just stay out. It's just mostly about being very careful, because you don't want the car to get loose and everyone's going around you sideways, not sideways, but high side, low side. You don't want to be in the middle of the pack stuck like that in that position.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Tony, but this was the caution that you ended up getting over on the radio to all drivers saying, hey, do you guys know about the cruise control coming down pit lane whenever you couldn't go over? I think it was 60 miles an hour or something. And everybody's like, well, thanks, Tony, for telling us now. And now look where you're at. You're in number 1 position in a 64 car. So it was pretty funny that that happened then.
Yeah,
but I was thankful for that caution. So
well, it's something I honestly did not even think about, and for some reason I kind of thought, well, you guys probably messed with these cars before, but like you said, some guys is their very first time maybe even being in an open wheel car period, and it didn't even dawn on me to say something even before the race, and because there are some road racing cars, but just about every Indy car has a pit limiter on it, and that you can use, and because most of the time we don't use the driving aids and stuff. So even if you have those turned off, you can still use whatever features come on that car, and so that's a good thing to have. Definitely, I think I heard somebody say something about getting a pit road speeding penalty, and I'm thinking to myself, well, that shouldn't happen because and I knew something was wrong because I was behind somebody on pit road, and I was getting so close to them, about to pass them. If anything, we should have been going the same speed. So that told me he was just manually, judging his speed, and I'm like, maybe don't have it. And we were given, remember we were doing a quick tutorial on how to go in and map it to your keyboard or wheel or something like that.
I know I asked Siri and she didn't tell me anything, but Gino, I think we all felt as drivers, other than Tony, obviously, that we got hustled because, he's by the way, guys, I'm in first in the 64 car, and y'all are in last.
Well, remember, well, I didn't take advantage of it because Nate even asked me, "Hey, you going to bet on yourself?" I was like, "Nah, man, I'm just here to have fun, man." I guess I'm thinking to myself, "Geez, maybe I should have bet on myself." I don't know.
That is right. We did have an open field betting, and we're about to go green here. Lap number 31, with Tony leading the race here. So
Tony getting a big jump here. Already a move for second. That is Lee Tucker trying to go up to second place. Top 3 getting a big jump. The entire pack going to single file once again. But we're going to see Lee Tucker can get away from third, or they can work together and catch Tony here in the lead. But here comes Hasty. Hasty to the inside on the back straightaway. Someone else is going the inside, back behind them. Nope, single file, but entry turn 3. Hasty's going to take lead 2, right behind Tony. Tony's stretching out that gap. It's about 1.7 to 1.6 seconds, so stretch out, really good gap. But Brian Lynch mauling his way up there. He's going to just be patient here, not going to try to waste his fast repair or anything. He's just going to tuck in right behind Lee Tucker in P4.
Now, those are 2 names that you haven't heard about too much today. Patrick Hasty and Brian Lynch. I know we complimented Nate Lynch earlier for being the lightning bolt so quick, but don't sleep on Brian or Patrick. They are both great drivers, and honestly, I'm not surprised to see them in the top 5 here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Patrick, he was in that practice session that we had the day before, and I don't think this is his first time driving an IndyCar. Maybe it is. I don't know. And if it is, that's just his talent all the way because he was showing speed in practice. No joke about it. And he was one of the guys that I would expected to end up near the front at some point or another.
And you notice here, Tony, that some of these drivers aren't racing their normal sponsorship. Today, Patrick Hasty is sponsored by Napa, and it is just a beautiful paint scheme. Honestly, it's bright, and you can see him coming if you're in a rear view mirror or driving behind him. I mean, honestly, so the blue and yellow is just so bright, and it says, "I'm coming for you. I'm going to win it."
Absolutely. And Lee Tucker now, is that kind of the papaya orange, sort of like Fernando Alonso's running in the McLaren, perhaps?
A little bit.
You're
speaking Chinese to me, but yeah, sure.
That's what they call it, McLaren, that orange color. They say the technical name for it is papaya. That's what they say that color is for that McLaren, because the McLaren, Formula One McLarens, and even when they ran, I think they also ran IndyCar years ago. They used to have that color car at some point, maybe back in the 60s or something like that. And that's where we've seen Fernando Alonso, Formula One driver, come over to run the Indy 500 a few times now, and his car looks pretty much like that color there. And that may be what Lee was going for there.
Yeah, honestly, not a bad livery. Looks pretty nice, and fuel getting spread out. Nothing really too big here. 6 to 8 are fairly close together. That is actually Chip Parsons back in it, just still a lap down, but at least he's still driving. He uses fast repair, but he's making time back, and look at that, he's passing people. Those fresh tires, and Chip is very, very consistent. Is what I've been looking at here, but it's just hopefully his car doesn't get loose or anything. But lead lap cars are probably looking to wait for him to pass him, touching the apron.
Oh, Derek Offerman touching the apron there in the 20 car. Yeah, most definitely. I'm surprised he didn't lose it, and then he gained speed on him.
Yeah, that's honestly very surprising.
And JD, you're still running along there. You got back out there and got back on that lead lap.
I wouldn't say running, Tony. I would say crawling. Still 14 and a half seconds back, but honestly, the car felt terrible. I'm not saying my pit crew was bad, but I felt like someone took the lug nuts off my wheels and just and they were loose. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, Tony, you or Patrick that's going to win it, obviously first and second. I don't know who, but someone tampered with my equipment back there. So I got my story and I'm sticking to it.
Oh, sure. got another Spygate going on here. Something's up. Call the media. Did it feel like your steering was really loose, like too sensitive in the turns, or?
You're about to see it. I'm about to go head first into the wall on the left-hand side here. I don't know if it's this lap, the next lap, or in 5 laps. I can't remember because I was so upset. But honestly, the field hasn't been as close as now. We had a couple of restarts, and it just seems like every restart we're getting closer and closer with the top 10 being packed up. And it's going to be a good finish, I believe, but I wasn't there to witness it, so had to go into the ambulance. I hit the wall hard, but we see Patrick Hastings here about to take Tony in the second position. He has him on the underneath, but is Tony going to have enough power to get up on the high side? And it looks like he does. It's all about the entry and the exit, and I'm going to stick to it. I did not master it. Obviously, Tony, you and Patrick have.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good little battle going on for a couple of laps here, and it wasn't even. Oh boy, I didn't realize he hit the grass like that. And it wasn't like I was going to try to hold him up there. Whoa, okay, he managed to keep going. He gave up the position to Lee Tucker there. I think the Tucker, he's going to come up there and take a shot at me now. And but I cannot stress enough that, corner entry and corner exit, not even just running by yourself, but when you're going to make a pass on somebody, and I say this, yeah, but then when guys like Dylan Glass catch me, it's like, well, whatever he's doing just works better. But, there is a kind of an art to battling somebody, even on the high line, when they're trying to pass you on the inside, because things are happening so much quicker, but still the laws of physics are the laws of physics, and as long as you understand that, and sometimes you see somebody do something, you kind of know what's going to happen when you come out of that corner. You kind of know what's going to happen to their car, so you kind of prepare yourself for it.
Oh yeah. Driving stock cars for a good while here on iRacing, and I haven't really touched the Indy cars, but pass here. That is Dylan Glass looking to try to get back up there. He's made up some very, very good ground at that number 3, but he's going to be chasing down the top 3, which is right behind them as second and third are battling it out. That's going to open the door for Dylan Glass. As you can see, they slowed each other down. That number 9 got slowed down big time, but Dylan Glass is just going to stay behind him and just hopefully maybe work with him. But if he's too slow, he's been passing the entire field. So we're going to just see. He's hungry to get his lead back after that, accident and caution. But he's going to be looking on the inside of the 9, going into turn 3. The 9's going to try to take it around the outside. Dylan Glass getting a bit loose. Have to just go to the wall, back down to the apex of the corner. He's going to get the draft. The 9 a bit loose. Dylan Glass looking on the inside. He's going to have it. As you see, Dylan Glass showing his pace. Just how the field's just single file. He just catches people if they're battling, and mostly because he's just saving his tires and he's not understeering and heating them up than they need to be because he has a clean nose. And as you can see, the 9 getting a bit loose. The 9, she's going to stay behind him, work with them.
It's just so amazing to see every single one of these drivers, though, run a different line. So you see that Dylan Glass is running real open, and then he gets down in it at the end of the corner, where Patrick behind him might be getting it a little bit tighter at the beginning, but opening it up at the end. And it's just so different to see everyone's perspective in a race, and honestly just keep each other in arm's length with each other. So
it's like if you just let them pass, you're not paying really attention. It looks like they're taking the same line, but they have to slow down and just process what line they need to take to just get the most downforce on the wing. Because as you can see, Nate Lynch in the number 2, he has all the time in the world, so he can run his line fair and square. But once he comes up to a pack or just one car, he has to alter that line because these cars are just so aero sensitive. I'm pretty sure. I've driven these cars a couple of times, but like a couple of times around here, mostly NASCARs, but these cars are definitely more sensitive with the air around them, and you can make some time up or you can lose time either following or passing the driver.
Yeah, I tell you, I was running, we've got Adam Sidlow on pit road here. Green flag pit stop. Looks like he's okay. Nothing, no kind of physical damage or anything, just probably coming in here. Now, they pitted on, everybody stopped on lap 28. So a little bit of an early stop there,
Yeah, just about. But maybe he's waiting for, these drivers might be thinking about a caution, and if they don't have the pace, they're just going to come in and just take 4 tires and get themselves back in their groove. But he's one lap down, and Chip Parks going to the lucky dog position. I'm pretty sure if it's lucky dogs in this, correct?
Yeah, I believe there is. Yeah, there's Hooper coming in.
Douglas Super. So these people pitting here, they're just trying to get ahead of whoever is a one lap down. And whoever is ahead, will get the lucky dog, of course, just like NASCAR, to IndyCar. But it's just mostly about strategy. And, as you see, Douglas Hooper just getting pit lane, going 4 tires, fuel. But Chip Parks is just going to try to pass him. But going up to the lead, Dylan Glass is back to the lead, actually. I just noticed.
Oh, yeah. Once I knew he was going to catch me, I said, oh, well, that was fun while it lasted.
Wow. Wow. Dylan Glass back up to the lead. He has the pace to prove so. But Lee Tucker is gaining 3 cars behind you, Tony. He's gaining on you.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Lee Tucker going to the inside on this front straightaway to the line. Almost dead even. Maybe contact between a 9-7. No, not really, but you're going to go around the outside. Oh.
Hasty got a little loose there. You saw that happen before when he was chasing me. He touched the grass just a little bit coming out of one of the turns. Got that car upset, and you see how quickly it can happen.
Oh, yeah. It's just very, this guy has a lot of skill. I can tell it just immediately, because look how sideways he's getting out of there. But it's either he's just driving it in too deep, as you can see there. There's a bit of correction. But either he's driving it too deep or his tires are just worn. His rear tires especially. He can turn, but his rear tires are just not taking it. As Tony Rice is going to try to go around the outside. He's going to make it work. He's going to hold P2 as Lee Tucker is going to go right behind him in that draft. As Eric Schwarr is going to just wait behind. Just about 2 seconds behind, but fair enough in that draft. Actually, not 2 seconds. That is a 10th behind. Go to the front straightaway. This is a lot of passes here. So Tony's going to go to the wall, but here comes Lee Tucker with a draft. But here comes Eric Schwarr going to P4. Going on the inside of Tony. He's going to try to take that second position. Is Eric Schwarr going to jump up to P4 and it's going to... Actually, no, not P4. My mistake. I'm sorry. Eric Schwarr to P3. But, who is that?
That is, who is that? Is that Nate? No, that's not Nate. Who is that? Wasn't sure who that was. Let's go back up here where everybody is. Who is that red and white car there? Let's see.
It looks like it's the 59 of Joseph Ward.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's not on the lead lap there.
Yeah, I saw him. I thought he was going to pass it. I thought he was passing off for a bit, but he was just slowing down. It's the camera change, but Joseph Ward just letting you guys battle here on turn 2, on the exit of turn 2 now. As Lee Tucker is going to get to P2, but as you can see the gap, Dylan Glass is just so quick around here. You just pull the gap, and with this battling, he can just pull, and a little bit.
Oh, somebody's spinning. Who was that?
He hard into the wall. I think that was...
Yeah, that was Eric Schwarr.
Oh, no.
That's probably brought out the caution, I would think.
Yeah.
Pretty darn sure. JD, you're in the... Okay, JD, you were just exiting the pits, too, at that point.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was caught up into the pits, but if you notice while they were battling there, the... number 3 car, Dylan Glass, was just separating himself from the pack, and they were losing valuable seconds. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying that they were happy for the caution, but they were at least thankful.
Yeah.
Sitting pretty in that lucky dog position, so he's going to get his lap back, sitting 10th. He's going to be 10th on the lead lap now, as 9th place. Schwarr, I don't think he used his fast repair just yet, so he could just get back up there, but that was a really hard impact. He's just gonna go sideways there.
Yeah, kind of. Oh, okay.
Definitely a bit frustrated.
Yeah, I guess if he had a fast repair, I'm pretty sure he would have used it right there. He would have had to.
Yeah.
Sometimes though, whenever you hit one of those wheels, on the corners or the wall, your steering is almost, you're unable to. So
Yeah.
you're hitting the gas, and you can be completely on the left side or the right side, trying to steer it straight into the pitch just so your crews can see it,
Yeah.
and it doesn't go.
And I think he put the car behind the wall now because he's out of the vehicle and engine shut off. So that may be the day for Eric Schwar there. Here's the rest of the field coming in. Pit stops here. Everybody's coming in there. There's Hasty coming in. Mad dash there.
Patrick Hasty going to the lead with a fast stop. Did he make a stop? That was fairly quick. That was fairly quick. It seemed like he was rolling.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but Tony, you're in and out of the pits obviously quicker than everybody else because maybe that cruise control. But hey, I'm just.
Oh, I don't know about that. So now Patrick Hasty is at the point. Yours truly second. At the moment, Lee Tucker looks like he's going to slot into third there. Nate Lynch right there in fourth position. Brother Brian Lynch right behind. Trey Jackson. He's gotten up there. I knew he was going to get up there eventually. He had to. Brian Chu.
Yeah. And now Joseph Ward gonna get. He has time to get a pit stop, get tires, fill up the tank, and really good strategy. You know, waiting behind, and luckily doesn't look like he got any damage. He made it through that big crash, and luckily it was one car instead of you and the people you're battling, Tony. But here comes a 9. I don't think he made it into a stall. I think he missed his box. Yeah, he was way too. I mean, he wasn't going quick. He was staying, but there's no way he could have just got there and just went out that easily. But he's coming in pit road, so that's definitely going to cost him a few positions here, and definitely not what he wanted.
Now I think we're getting maybe like the 2 to go or something, and I think some of the guys, Ryan, one of the guys, might be a little bit of strategy here with the fuel, just topping off the fuel, and we're starting to get into that strategy. Now we're only like a quarter of the way through now, lap 54 down 200, and but folks are thinking long game here now, just a little bit.
Yeah.
I thought I was okay. I thought I was behind Pat. Okay, like you said, Patrick did come back in and top off.
Before the camera switched over, it kind of looks like he just couldn't see his stall. I mean, he was out the picture for a moment there, but I noticed that he just kept on moving, and I was just like, either he just took fuel or there's no way. So I knew he would come back in, or he just didn't stop at all. But that means you're back to the lead here. Pace car lights are off, so that means we'll be going this time by. But we're keeping an eye on you and the top 3, including Dylan Glass at number 3. He's been fairly consistent, fighting his way from the back of the pack all the way to the front. So he's not looking for pit strategy. All he's looking for is just fresh tires, and he can just make it work. But he has a bigger chance right now sitting in that P6 position in a number 3 Indy car.
Pace car is in.
I think Tucker right behind Tony. Fair 1 and 2 going away from the pack once again. We've been seeing that all this race. It's a little bit of a theme here. Second can just see the leader so easily, and look at that, just the leaders and just the pack behind, as I think that is Dylan Glass making a move. He's already trying to pass some people to get up there.
Yeah, I think in this particular situation, I was thinking, well, you know what? I'm going to see it. I stretch this gap as far as I can. So when the tires fall off, and I know that they're eventually going to run me down, I'll be able to, like a combination of, okay, I've got enough gap so that when they eventually catch me, hopefully a certain amount of laps will have, clicked off, by that time, and we'll be getting closer to, having a little bit of tire fall off. So try to equalize things a little bit there, and because if they're right there with me at the restart, I don't stand a chance. I know they're fast without a shadow of a doubt. There's Nate Lynch. He's trying to catch up to Glasses. I think he restarted sixth. He's already up to fifth position.
Yeah. Just people that just don't make moves, and that's a really good thing about Dylan Glass. Dylan Glass, when he sees a hole, it's just he goes for it, and it just makes it work. And he just doesn't want those front tires to wear. Of course, they're going to wear it because he's moving around as much, but he doesn't need to get off the gas and waste time checking up so he won't get understeer, because the closer you are, the air will just be taken away from that front wing. And as you can see, even up there, they're keeping a big gap just so they just don't get tight, but they're going to gain on each other on this front straightaway. And Dylan Glass tucking right behind Brian Lynch, and you can see how much he is just pulling to a 10th, to now beneath a 10th, to now a 10th again into turn 1, and that's how much you just got to check up. The Lynch brothers in 3 and 4 position. But Dylan Glass is, I think, he's biding his time. But Nate Lynch, fairly consistent, and his brother right behind him, trying to defend off the number 3 of Dylan Glass. The Lynch brothers pretty good together. They were separated for most of the race, but they're fairly consistent right now. They're not trying to battle each other, but they just got to worry about Dylan Glass, because Dylan Glass is just waiting for the opportunity to catch the leader. And first Lee Tucker, because that is a 1 second gap to the leader, but once he catches, he's definitely going to strike. But he's just working the Lynch brothers currently to just try to get ahead.
Yeah, I think one significant thing there, and I kind of just realized it, Dylan Glass, he knows that everybody is, I'm not going to say that they're faster than him on the restart, but he knows everybody's got fresh tires right now. And I think more importantly, he knows how good he is once those tires fall off compared to the rest of the field. So he just has to outweight everybody. You know what I mean? Just be patient and wait till we get to that fall off, and then he'll just, he can, not that he's getting faster, but he's just able to maintain the pace that we're running even after that fall off.
That's what's been helping him lately. When the pack is just bundled up, he can start making moves, but he knows, look at the gap between him and the leaders. If he starts making moves, he's just going to be a sitting duck, and, he's not going to be doing anything, because it's not like Las Vegas or any type of short track. This is Indianapolis. Draft need to use it. As you can see, Lee Tucker, he's not falling off of you, Tony, but he's just staying right there behind you and just keeping with the draft. And as you can see, he's pulling away from Nate Lynch. Nate gaining a bit there, maybe a 10th and 2/10ths, but not much entering and exiting.
It is very surprising, though, that you do see some of these guys starting to ease off a little bit, even though that we are only a quarter into this race, a little over a quarter in. But they're not racing like they were at the beginning.
Well,
they're starting to use precise precision to save their tires, to save everything, to make those moves at the end of the race.
Exactly. They're learning what you have to do. They're learning the nature of these tires and how far they'll live through the stint. And they know that I would gather, I say, like maybe between 15 and 20 laps, they're going to start to fall off, and it's either one of two things. Either you go like hell at the start, like what we're doing here, and try to get some distance, and then and hope the laps click off quickly, or you just lay back and And we got some guys in there that I think I know. Because one guy I was talking to, and I was talking to him about it in practice, and I think he was listening. It was funny because what I was telling him, I'm kind of doing the exact opposite right now of what I was telling him. As far as taking care of your tires, and because at this point I'm just having fun, and just like, well, I'm gonna enjoy it out front here and see how far I can stay out here and stuff. But knowing that we still have such a long way to go, and
Yep. Yeah, most definitely. A lot of people in the racing community know that this is a chess match, right?
oh yeah,
And I'm newer to the racing community, and I can tell you it's not just pedal to the metal or where you can brake at. It is literally lap by lap a strategy, when to pass someone, when to hit the gas, and when to brake. And a lot of people just think it's making a left turn or hitting the gas and hitting the brake. It is a lot more than that. So please come out and join the iRacing community, because we know it's expensive to get into this sport. Join the iRacing community and seriously put some tread on the track here, and you'll see for yourself.
Yeah, I don't think you'll just say turning left again. That's for sure.
Most definitely. Sometimes we even turn right into the wall.
Oh yeah. But as you see, back to the race, Dylan Lutz has been using the Lynch brothers as just a draft. He's going to try to go for the pass for the lead, going to turn 3. Glass is going to look inside of Tony. Side by side, he's going to get a little loose when he corrects, going to the middle of the track down to the bottom. And Tony, close contact sideways. He's going to save it, but he's not going to have any help, and he's just going to fall back. And I think he's going to recorrect himself and just tries to just get back in the groove. Because he has a lot of pace, but he knows if he works the car too hard, he's going to end up in the outside wall.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, whenever he got loose there, that's all you have to do is truly just check up a little bit, get the speed underneath your tires again, get the traction, and then keep on going. And that's where, if you speed through the looseness, you actually overcorrect and get worse.
Yeah, it's not, like in a stock car, sometimes you guys do a little sliding, a little counter steering, sort of dirt tracking. Oh, look at that weird little bump that Offerman that was Tucker, I think. That was an iRacing glitch there. Wow.
On track much.
Man. I mean, it looked like he hit a speed bump or something. Good grief. I bet you that woke him up. Good Lord. Man.
I have to say, though, get your popcorn out. This is the closest that we had the top 7 together, and it's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds in front of us here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of guys starting to close in there. There they are. Glass, he fell back to 6th spot there. Hasty, he's up there in 4th. A lot of good racing going on here.
Yeah, almost a bit of contact as Patrick Hasty going to try to defend that on the inside. Nate Lynch is in the lead right now. He's saved his tires, it looks like, but now he's just going to get away. But they're going to close up the entire pack if they can get single file, but he probably knows that they're not going to get single file. So as you can see, you're looking at the inside of Tony, and so is that 31 car.
I think this was the point where my tires are starting to fall off, which I knew was going to happen. And let's see, the last time we all pitted was a lap 52.
I was just going to say that, Tony. I don't even remember that I lasted this strong in this race.
Yeah.
I can't even believe that I made it 68 laps, so.
Yep, he's still hanging in there. Yeah.
Especially on the lead lap, I'm very surprised, but I must be wrecking here within the next 5 laps, I guarantee it.
Okay. And you know what, sometimes it pays to be in the back. I mean, if the field had been a little bigger, you never know. And Trey Jackson, remember I told you about the 31, I expected him to kind of get up toward the front. There he is trying to see if he can catch up to the 2 car, Nate Lynch.
Oh yeah.
I always say slow and steady wins a race, and honestly, some of these guys have so much patience within and starting in the back or where they grid up
Yep.
to just power through the whole entire race. It's not the first corner that you're going to win the race, or even the first 100 laps. It's 203 laps, and that's whenever the first position wins a race. And honestly, like some of these guys just have the patience and the precision to just keep on powering through each and every corner. And it's
Yeah.
almost like mind-boggling because like they just they turn these corners and they turn these laps like it's nothing, and then at the end of the race they're winning it. And it's just amazing to see that precision and that kind of intensity in their racing.
Yeah, and I think it's really also, and a lot of guys, we were talking about it in the practice session. Um, it's going to be a lot of as the race progresses, and you could feel it after 15 or 20 laps. Those tires starting to go away, and and not just that, and taking that into consideration in your fuel and how far can you push it. Your tires definitely can't keep up with your fuel. I don't think you could go a whole field stint with your tires. If you did, you probably could, but your tires are really getting bad. And if you can handle it, hey, that's your advantage there.
Oh yeah.
But you
Just
definitely lose speed though whenever your tires get wore out like they do. It's not like it's nice and crisp anymore. You definitely lose speed, you lose your traction, and that's whenever you start to slow down. And you see people passing by you left and right.
That's interesting because some of the races I've seen you guys in the stock cars, and man, you'll go like 40 and 50 laps, and it just seems like everybody is still just going. I mean, maybe it was just the good setup or something, or it wasn't hard on the tires, But I don't think I've ever seen any lap. I don't think I've ever seen any race with open wheel cars go like a 50 or 60 lap stint. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I'm not too sure where the tread wear is with these cars because, like I said, this is my first couple races with this setup here. But I can tell you that even in the normal cars that we used to racing, whether it's trucks or cars or whatever it is, we're used to having the tire tread every single lap almost be kind of different. It's a little bit unique. Now, I
Hmm.
don't feel that in this car because I'm just not used to it. But every single lap, no matter if it's Daytona or at Bristol, every single lap and every single line is just a little bit more unique. And you see there, you have
Oh
a
boy,
wreck in pit
yeah,
row.
Hasty he tried to lock it down. I think not the speed. Oh man, and he's just trying
Oh,
too hard. Yeah, he's trying too hard to get into pit road and then correct himself and just. Oh man, it's just going all
oh.
wrong for the 9 car, man.
At what point do you say I'm just going to that in Tony and Gino? Like
Well, no
how many
damage.
times
So
how many times are you going to go back and forth like that in a small field like this? Though that does not bring out the caution because none of those cars were in danger of actually hitting him,
right.
and it's unfortunate for Patrick. But at least his car is untouched. He's going to get new rubbers down and fill up his tank. So
But man, he lost so much time. He might. I'm wondering if he'll lose 2 laps because let's see, he's already 1 lap down, and the leaders are almost at the end of the backstretch. And here they come into turn 3. Right now, he shut it down. Is he still in the car? You know
doesn't look.
what? Did he retire? Oh man, he retired.
he did retire, and you know what? He had a good chance of winning this race, or at least
Uh,
top three. Oh,
oh,
and there without a nose.
that
I
must.
told you I was going to
Was,
last a lot longer.
was that where it happened? Okay, must have happened.
Oh yeah. Oh, now you're gonna replay. This is not good. Close your
Oh,
eyes.
okay. It was somebody else, but somebody else was involved in that too, though, from the looks of it. I wonder, was something happening in front of you though? Because I could have sworn I saw somebody spinning in front of you. Let's see. Nobody's
Some
behind you
car.
at all.
Well, that's a good thing, Tony.
So it's entering the corner.
Let's advance it just a little bit. You got okay. See, who is that?
Oh,
Yeah, see, somebody else is already hitting the wall there. Can't see exactly who that is just yet.
there.
That
Damn.
looks like who is that? That's Brian Lynch, I believe.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
no,
Brian
no
Lynch.
Hooters
Yeah,
car. You
yeah,
know, there's one guy that I would love to follow all the time, and that's definitely Brian Lynch with the Hooters car. It's just amazing to follow him. I'm not going to say anything further with that, Tony, but you
right.
know what I
And that there's the aftermath of the spin there coming down pit road. Both of y'all losing your noses there, so one faster pair. And yeah, you guys, y'all don't play around. You give guys one faster pair, and that is it.
I know it's a tough crowd out there. Has Brian used his? Okay, there he
There it
goes.
is.
He
Yeah, yeah.
he just uses fast repair, so that's good for him to get in and out like that. But that's my second crash. So I'm going to be out for the race.
Oh, that was it.
Yep,
Well,
that was it. I
that was it.
retired.
You did?
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I heard you shut the car down. Yeah. And you know, it's funny because the suspension is not damaged, and I'm surprised that they must have told you too much damage. Huh? We're done or something.
Well, you know, the crew told me that I didn't have any front noses left, so I was like, yeah, whatever. Let's go have a beer.
Nate Lynch now up the front. For how long though? There's Dylan Glass and Lee Tucker. Got something to say about it.
yeah. He's just going to time this perfectly. Because you saw him, he got loose at the bottom, so he's going to just wait until the straightaway. So that during turn one, he got really loose because he's pushing that car a lot. So right here, he might try to go for a pass, but I don't think so, yeah. Right there, he's just going to wait. Because he has Lee Tucker right behind him. And question is a 32 and 34 teammates.
Uh
Oh, okay, yeah, I suspected that.
huh.
Oh yeah, we can see Glass, yep, pulling to the inside, going through the line. Glass is going to lead that lap into turn one.
Yeah, more green flag pit stops. There's Trey. There he is, Trey Jackson coming down. We never had a caution, you know, when JD and Brian Lynch spun.
Yeah,
So more green flag pit stops ensuing here.
Joshua Ward has been staying out in that 15 car. I mean, I haven't seen him pit in a long while, so he's really betting for a caution and trying to,
Well,
get his
okay,
lap.
he snuck one in on us because he did pit on lap 74. Right? So he must have happened maybe back there when we were looking at JD's replay or something. You know, somewhere where in that whereabouts there, because according to my data, you know, he stopped on lap 70. I'm sorry, we're talking about Joseph Ward. Yeah, he stopped on lap 74.
Yeah, he is in a prime position right now. As a leader, he's on the same lap as Lee Tucker is entering pit lane, so that's another position. So Josh Ward, he's really, showing his skill and just keeping up with his pace.
Oh,
Lee Tucker
Tucker.
is gonna.
Oh, he's damaged. Wow. How
Oh,
is
his
that car
wheel.
going straight?
His wheel.
Good grief.
Oh, can he turn it? Oh, there he goes.
Man. Managed to get in
Wow.
pit road. Does he have a faster pair? I think he
Uh,
does. Does he still have his wheel? Maybe he just has his steering wheel turned. Yeah, straighten it back up there, Lee.
there.
There you go.
Oh,
Don't get a faster pair and then drive it into the wall. We don't want to see that happen.
Wow, that was something. His steering wheel is like opposite.
Yeah.
Wow.
My first ever league race, I did that myself. I crashed during practice, and I started on a grid, and it was completely turned. You know, you got tape on your steering wheel to say, "Hey, I'm going straight." But nope, I went straight into the wall, and I was like, "Oh, well, this is a good start."
Oh my.
Got that Valvoline machine in. 4 tires and fuel, trying to get out of there. Wonder if he got a pit road speeding penalty or something. He's still sitting there. I'm thinking he probably, okay, now he's gone. 20 seconds. Dylan Glass, he's got a nice 1.5 second gap to Nate Lynch.
Sideways.
Yeah.
He's trying to pick out, but that just lost some time as Nate Lynch is right behind him, gaining 9/10 staying there in turn 1. But
oh, boy. Caution will be out for that one. He is in a bad spot there, fellas.
Yeah,
good grief.
Oh,
there you can.
Wow.
Man, just working the carts are hard. I think him passing through the pack just killed his tires, but yeah. He's done. Wing gone. His body's gone.
And look at how much he has to, how much steering input he's got to put into that to keep that car going straight. Wow.
Almost 90 degrees.
Yeah. Wow. He's doing pretty good going fairly straight anyway.
Does Dylan Glass have a fast repair? Do we know that or not?
I would think he does. I mean, I haven't seen him have any damage early. I mean, remember that other wreck? He kind of drove under those guys or when they were spinning, actually, and he was completely clear of them.
Yeah, he only had like a bit of wing damage, which I'm pretty sure he repaired, but we're gonna see. Nope.
I guess pit road's not open yet. They got to catch up to the pace car. Pace car is over on the back stretch, so he's got to go all the way around once again. And Nate Lynch, he's up there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did not use his fast repair, so he's going to get another shot, but it's going to be his last shot if he crashes again. But, man, just lose. Look at him. He can't hold it straight. I mean, in the corners, he's okay, but...
Yeah.
Just car broke loose, going out of turn 4, and then coming into turn 1, loose again, and then just bam.
I'm also wondering, as this truck rubbers in more, even though he can do good on a long run, how is that affecting his handling? You know, once the more this track gets rubbered in, the longer this race goes on and stuff, that handling could be changing quite a bit.
Yeah, as everyone's jumping down the pit lane, Nate Lynch leads them in the number 2. That's the 11 of Brian Shue right behind him. Then Tony Rice, and that's 64 right behind him as well. But yeah, Glass is just having kind of a bad day. You know, working his way up there. He's G3 and then got out of the clean, but luckily he's going to use his fast repair, I suspect.
Yeah, I think he's got one. Yep, there he goes.
There he goes, yep. Right. Speaking of bad day, Riley Davenport did not even grid on his track. He's supposed to be the 81 car, and he was having some technical difficulties, though. I just wanted to give him a shout-out because as a whole, I think we all respect how fast he is. And he had a good shot of winning this if he actually, made the grid. But he was having some computer issues, and he wasn't able to make it with us today.
Right. I think I had asked him about that in the next stock car race, and he was telling me that something just went wrong there.
The field lining up. Mostly Brian Shue now to the lead, but Brian Lynch in pit lane did not catch the pace car, so he's going to just pull in. Nothing really to worry about. It's just a pace lap. But Chip Parks back on the lead lap, and that's definitely what he wanted. But taking him a little bit, 84 laps, so, it's good to be back up there, and he's definitely going to be making some moves, but most of it be safe because he doesn't have a fast repair, so it's just mostly going to be, just keeping it safe and just riding around and capitalizing on mistakes as he's going to enter pit lane for, I assume, his tires and fuel. He's going to drop down and he goes one lap leader again. But at least he's just one lap down, and there's only 2 people 1 lap down, so it's not totally a loss if Adams Low is out. He's out. it's just going to be a battle between mainly both of them with track position of whoever gets that lucky dog in the next caution.
I know.
Yeah.
I noticed one big thing though with these restarts is some of these drivers aren't used to starting single foul, and I just I see some of these drivers used to starting double foul, able to draft off of each other, race each other really hard. But you notice that they have a little bit of space in between each other from that's not normal. And the start is the most important thing that you can get up and go right away. So
Especially seeing the leader as well, because when you're double file in Cup, ARCA, Xfinity, any type of NASCAR series, top lane and bottom lane, they can't see the leader. They can only see it if they peek out, but if the guy ahead peeks out, they can't see the leader. So that top lane usually goes with P2, but it's just all about timing of whoever can go. So if you're up there, you can see the leader and go. But in this case, it's going to be hard, but Nate Lynch is going to try to maybe get a good launch because he has Dylan Glass in P3, the number 3 car, being his fast repair, and surprisingly in just the top 3, which surprises me after that big crash, but that's fast repair definitely saved him. Pace car going to go in here. It's Nate Lynch leads him back to green. Pace car is in pit lane. Nate Lynch already going. Ryan who follows in suit. And Dylan Glass right behind Ryan Chu. And Dylan Glass already making the pass to P2. Dylan Glass chasing down that leader. That's fresh tires, so you can actually make it work a bit. On the back straightaway. Here comes Dylan Glass the inside, going to turn 3. As Nate Lynch is going to let him have it for now. He will get the draft on the front straightaway. Dylan Glass leads them back. He lead this lap at the line, but I don't know. Nate Lynch is just 2/10 and now gaining 2.5 tenths. But yeah, Dylan Glass is going to lead this first restart lap, but here comes Nate Lynch. He's not going to be able to make that pass, but we're going to see if he can just hold it as Tony in pit lane grab some tires and fuel and top it off. I think Tony did pit with the rest of the field. He's going to top off that fuel and just make sure he has everything sorted.
I think something happened there, and I forgot. You saw I just ran out of gas, literally. And I don't know what it was, and I don't think I did pit. And that's why I just about ran out of gas. So I kind of shot myself in the foot there, going a lap down now as the leaders are going to go by. There they go. And I don't remember what it was, but something was going on, and for whatever reason, I there's no way I could have pitted. And I just maybe it was the caution or something. And and I'm trying too hard to get out of. I managed to get down there without getting a penalty for an unsafe exit, which would have gave me another stop and go. So I was able to continue on, but now it's just got me in the lucky dog position, kind of in. I start to say in no man's land, but I'm pretty much still mid-pack there in 8th.
Pretty sure, yeah, and you're in the position to have the lucky dog just in case if anything happens. As Joseph Ward jumping up to P2, been sticking in lap down for a good while now, but getting that lucky dog, and he's out in front now. So you see Dylan Glass is just stretching that gap, and he does that, but he seems to struggle in the long runs because he tries to stay consistent to what he has right now with fresh tires, but once they wear down, it just seems like he just tries to keep going and going. He just gets loose, and he saved it once, but won't save it 3 times. That's what happened. He's very fortunate to have that fast repair, or had that fast repair in the past tense. And now he's just in the lead. It's just he needs to just calm down, not trying to get away from anyone. He has a significant gap.
Yeah, I think that was the thing that was helping him, the fact that people were in front of him and allowing him to pace himself a little bit. Because, it's always different once you're in the front and you don't have anybody to gauge anything off of. and it's just you trying to manage yourself out there and like, should I push this hard or should I let up this much or, you
Oh,
can't see what's going on. You
Yep.
can watch that relative a little bit, but it's still not the same as seeing somebody in front of you. Having some kind of a moving target there.
yeah. Just I think last time he just worked his tires that much, but Joseph Ward has just been very consistent, just laying back. So is Nate Lynch. Nate Lynch was leading before the caution came out, but he is sitting very nicely in P3 as there's a 5-second buffer to Trey Jackson, who's also been fairly consistent, showing his pace, getting up to third place before Dylan Glass passed him a few laps ago, and Brian Chu, then 11 right behind, having a little battle here, but Lee Tucker could be working with him here. I think they're going to be working together here. That's a really smart move. They could be communicating with each other, but communication or not, they're showing that, they want to work with each other and just, not be enemies. But, just a big moment for Brian Chu.
Oh.
As he saves it. Really good save. Almost touched the grass, but, Lee Tucker going to get that P5 position. And, fairly through the top 6, it's not really, nothing is really happening. So it's just all about pace and managing your tires because, you can gain on the person if they try to work their tires. And, Dylan Glass has been showing, top tier pace, but he just needs to just cool down a bit and not work his tires so much. Because if he fights through a pack, I've noticed, he just gets loose and, once he gets to the lead, he has no tires. So, he's in a good position, but Joseph Ward is in a good position right now because he has gained 2 seconds on him. He's still gaining.
We're not even halfway through with this race, and almost a quarter of the field is out already. These guys just need to turn the laps and keep on going. Almost pedal to the metal, but not too aggressive to, lose yourself out of the race and just keep on going. And think about not 94 or 95 lap, think about 203.
What's happening right now, but working yourself like it's the final lap, each lap, that's definitely not what you want. But Joseph Ward's gonna be interesting to see what he does here because he's gaining on the fastest guy throughout the entire race. As you can see, Glass is just very quick, but it's just you can see that draft just makes a big difference. So. Dylan Glass can be quick in the corners, but if you look at the relative in the top left, just how much he gained a full 2/10 there. Entering the corner, he needs to back off a bit, 2/10, maybe 3, and pace himself to what he wants to do. How Dylan Glass is driving right now as he loses. He tight as Joseph Ward gets a little bit loose there, saves it, and that's what I'm saying. Maybe just. It's so unexpected here. We've seen many people do it. Leaders a few laps ago, at most of the start of the race, and usually around like 15, like as you said, Tony, 15 to 16 laps. Those were where the tires just fall off. If you're not too careful, they're gonna get loose and just bite you if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit where more probably just the experience will help you. Well, 2 things will help your experience, and then if you just have some just really good raw talent as a driver to be able to deal with it, even if you're not that experienced in the car. That's sometimes I think that's what some of the guys lean on is just their driving ability. And because once you learn the how to deal with the car, I see these guys maybe even driving these things having longer stints, before coming into pit. Of course, every track is different, Indy is pretty darn unique. Big flat 2.5 mile facility here. and hardly any banking whatsoever to help you out.
Yeah, it's just how much tires and pit strategy is really a good thing here, and I'm pretty sure these drivers have like 4 tires throughout this race. I'm pretty sure.
I think that's what it was. I think they're allowed 4 additional sets.
I'll actually correct that. I actually looked, and it is unlimited tires.
Oh, that's right.
One,
Okay,
one
yeah,
fast repair.
that's what it is.
But,
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you can just burn them and turn them. But if you're slow and steady, and you could possibly win a race, It's not about being fast right at the get-go. Again, a lot of people get, tunnel vision, and hey, I'm in second place right now. Oh my goodness, first is right in front of me. I can almost get him, but who cares? You got almost 100+ laps to go,
Yeah.
and we haven't even talked about Douglas Hooper in the 11th place yet, but he's 8 laps down. He's just thinking, how can I click these laps off to keep on coming back from, potentially getting from 8 laps down to, the lead lap, and he's just head down, keep on going, and burning some rubber down.
But
Oh
that's right.
boy, Adam Sidlow.
Big smack with the wall.
Wow, he kept going too. Whew.
Oh, still contact. I think his alignment. It doesn't look too damaged. His wing looks to be okay. That got lucky there.
Yeah.
Very big of a contact with the wall, but he's still going. Just
I'm surprised if we wouldn't see him pit here, honestly, to get 4 new tires and see what that goes for him. But, that was a lot of contact.
Yeah, these are Indy cars. They're not going to put up with that too many times. I guarantee you that.
He really got lucky. He did touch the apron there, but Joseph Ward, he was leading a few laps, but he's in the pit road, and we're going to see if Dylan Glass is going to follow him in a few laps here, maybe 2 laps. Could try to get a gap, but Joseph Ward's been fairly consistent and mainly safe throughout this entire race. Just a lap down, and he's leading the lap down cars. And he got his lucky dog, went down again, and then got it back, and might go a lap down here as the leader is in the middle of turn 3 and 4, entering turn 3. Joseph Ward is moving, and he's going to get ahead. His leader is exiting turn 4, so that was pretty good timing. Now we just got to see if Dylan Glass does the same thing here in a few laps.
Pit crew did an amazing job getting Joseph Ward in and out. A few pizzas every now and again, and a little bonus check.
Yeah.
They get their butts moving. You know what I mean? I mean, they just in and out.
That was the perfect strategy, and he's not a lap down. That was pretty good. Perfect timing. Just right with you're ahead of him actually, and might as well use that gap, and wasting less time being behind him, and mostly just staying right with him and then pitting and seeing what he does. But Nate Lynch jumping up to that second position, 2 seconds behind, shaved off a second. You see Dylan Glass, he's fairly consistent, but I'm just worried that he might just kill his tires. We've seen it, but he is in clean air. He has as much downforce as he wants. It's just now he needs to pace himself instead of using another car to pace himself. But lap times are fairly consistent here, as you can see, and he is He's not pushing, but he's fairly going quicker than second position. But we just have to see here in the next maybe 5-10 laps of what he does, because Joseph Ward has pitted and he's not a lap down. He's still in the game. knows what he's doing, and just Brian Lynch probably needs to pit, and some of the top 5 need to pit. And we just have to wait and see as Douglas Hooper, that number 29, is going to pit lane, and he's going to go another lap down here. Tire's not working out for him, but he's going to get a fresh set, and we got a long way to go. We're past the halfway point just a bit, but we just have to see what happens.
He's representing the Logitech as well, as you can see on his paint scheme today.
Oh, yeah.
But 90% of the iRacing community probably uses Logitech. If correct me if I'm wrong, but I use it myself. But what are you thinking, Tony, in the number 9 position in the 64 car? Your lap get down, but even if a caution would come out right now, you wouldn't be that lucky dog position. So are you fighting for that 8th position, or are you just trying to, just pace yourself, go full steam ahead?
Well, yeah, I mean, if I'm right there, I've got a chance to try to get in the lucky dog position, so I would probably try to get it because we obviously haven't been having too many cautions, but that's just extra insurance right there if you can get there. And Steve, he's putting up Chip is putting up a really good battle right there. I mean, he knows he's in that lucky dog position right now too, I'm sure. And,
I wasn't aware of Chip being right in front of you, so this is a great battle.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're not going to get the lucky dog, and Chip would, but if you pass him, you're going to get the lucky dog, and he's fighting you off right now.
Oh, exactly.
In 8-9 position.
And see, now in our tire situation is fairly similar. He pitted on lap 83, and the last time I stopped was lap 86. So my tires are only 3 laps younger, and it looks like I'm losing a little bit of ground here, and I don't know. I think I'm kind of going through that phase where they're falling off again. 'Cause for me, anyway, at this particular track, once I got around 20 laps or so, it was a thing where I can push further into the stint fuel-wise. But I know that I'm just going to have to keep the car between the lines, you know what I mean? And I know I'm going to lose a little bit of competitiveness there because I done lost all of the juice out of the tires, and so now it's just a matter of hanging on. And because that car does some weird things, when those tires fall off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. But I think the last thing you're thinking about right now is pitting under green. That's the last thing. Since you have Chip Parks in your visual, you don't want to pit under green. So you're going to keep on going, head down, full steam ahead.
Yeah, it's that, and also and keep an eye on, now you're getting to the point now, we're over halfway. And so now we're starting to think, okay, where am I at in the run? How are my tires right now? And how am I going to get through this particular stint? You're looking at all those different factors. Am I on the lead lap? Where am I? If I can I, like you said, can I realistically catch the guy? We got some leaders coming in here now. Looks like Dylan Glass. He's in along with Lee Tucker there.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Lynch staying late. Lynch was just run back end of him, the leader time, but then last going to the pit lane, playing it safe, which is a good part. He's going to get some tires, fuel, and he's probably going to get back into the top 3 here, but it's just mostly about pacing himself because we don't know where he is going to end up. As Lynch is going to take off from pit lane and he's exiting. Try to get on track. Really good pit stop by Dylan Glass. He's still in the top 5, but Nate Lynch leading as he has Trey Jackson in P2 at 31. Pennzoil machine just right there. And as you see, Nate Lynch trying to get him out of the draft. but it seems like Trey is just fairly close. He's going to send it in there. It's a good send, but here we go from the front straightaway. He's going to try to get the pass done. He's going to go a little bit long.
Boy, Lynch, he really went down there. I think he might have lost it there a little bit.
Yeah, that phased me for a second. Oh my. I've been loose, jeez. But Trey Jackson getting to the lead now. As Adams Zidlow, they go to pit lane, 2 laps down. So all these lap cars are just betting on a caution, especially Chip Parks, you know. He's been fighting and fighting to get up there. And, you know, he's fairly consistent. He's been very, you know, just staying out of trouble. And as you can see, as a 7th, you know, it's someone in front of him, but, you know, it's not as worrying as being a mid-pack and you're a lap down. But he's in a position, he's really in a good position as Trey Jackson going to pit lane. And now Nate Lynch jumps back up to the lead.
Oh, boy.
Jackson sideways. I think he locked up.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. But got that going.
That may be a new experience for some of the guys too, bringing these things down on the pit road and dealing with, you know, how they stop or how they slow down.
Oh yeah.
Now in the lead, and there's Brian Chu. Now he's got himself up to 2nd position. Let's see, and they both, the 2 leaders there, both pitted on lap 83. There's Chip Parks finally coming in. So I think what I was, and that reminds me, I think I was thinking about my battle with Chip, because now he's in the pits and I continued on, and so at this point I think I was looking at how many more laps can I go on this stint, you know, or trying to do some math in my head there, like, okay, I know he's going to probably get me back once I pit, you know, and should I pit the next time around? Looks like I didn't that time, or maybe judge and see how what kind of gap can I build on him while he's in pit road, you know. Sometimes I try to think about that, you know, that pit stop delta, and when you're out there racing and stuff, and kind of know what you have to have so you can get in and out and stay in whatever position you're in at the time. Back out, running in 6th place. Everybody's kind of spread out a little bit now. Let's see, back up there 2nd place, Brian Chu. He's got a little company there. Who is that behind him? That's Adam Sidlow. He's not on the lead lap, though. The 3rd place, Joseph Ward, he's in for green flag pit stop.
This entire field just fairly spaced out, and you know, they're fairly just putting in their laps. You know, that's the part where it's going to be testing their skill and just consistency of what they do and how many laps they go until they pit. And I think whoever can last the longest, you know, of course they're going to benefit because they're going to make a position.
2 leaders coming in here.
It's just no pace and not notice it. Okay.
I'm thinking Nate Lynch, he's gonna beat him out of pit road there. Of course, that puts Glass back up to the lead. Him and Lee Tucker, they last pitted on lap 109.
Interesting.
And Nate Lynch and Brian Chu, they went as far as lap 116. So they outlasted them. Well, can you say they outlasted them in that stint, or they actually, I don't know, they short-pitted or something?
Now, do you know, Tony, is this more fuel or is this more tire wear that we're looking at here?
Well, it's probably it could be fuel, but it also depends on, doggone it, can you deal with the tires if you wait that long? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, most definitely, because once these tires go, there's no coming back. There's not like, oh, well, I can hold it for a couple more laps. No, it's like, it's from 100 to 0 real quick. Your tire wear, as soon as they drop below a certain percentage, it seems like it's ice skates, and you almost can't control the car.
Yeah, I mean, because there were a few times at the end of the stint, I had a few moments myself, you know, and of course, after a while, you race them long enough, you come to expect that. So you kind of know that you're going to have to adjust your driving style accordingly, because you know that fall off is coming. Once it hits, it's like knock, knock, knock. Here I am, you know, here to stay until you get those fresh tires in there. Now, see, I'm still, came out once again. We cycled around, and I'm over 5 seconds behind Chip Parks, and he stopped on lap 112, and I stopped on lap 116. So, is that 4 laps going to do me any good at the end of the race? You know, it may be a situation now where you're thinking, you get close to the end. Okay, how far do I have to go? Am I going to need to stop? Can I try to do the?
Wait, Tom.
Yeah.
I get JD back in here and add me back because I cannot see his stream.
Oh, you can't see the stream?
Yeah, it's just me and my just move JD back and then do the same for me once I leave.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll try to get him back in there and see. Did that help?
Tony, do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, I got booted. I'm sorry.
I think did that help? The Gino moved you out of there, I think, and so we could get you back into the channel here. Can you guys see the stream?
Unfortunately, not.
You cannot. Okay. Well, I'll start a new one here. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. And while we're watching, everything's kind of rolling along. Dylan Glass, he's got a 4-second lead. We're going to take a quick break while we work out these technical difficulties. You're watching you're kind of watching the Midwest Winston Cup Series, not Winston Cup Cars, IndyCar Challenge going on here today with Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and we'll be right back here in a moment.
We are back at North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this .625-mile racetrack. And just as the field comes all around turn number 4, the sunshine peeks through, helping warm things here. Bill Elliott leads him down. Benny Parsons on the outside. The green flag flies, and the first Union 400 Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody on turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead, and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. Here we go. It's just about to go away. They both coming out of turn 4. Earnhardt has the lead. We had just heard from our spotters that Neil Bonnet. Dale Earnhardt is on his last lap. This will be his 24th
Yep.
career win. Dale
We're back
Earnhardt
up.
wins the first Union 400 at North Wilkesboro.
Okay, we're back here to this IndyCar Challenge here with the Midwest Winston Cup Series. And here we are, lap 125. Dylan Glass, he continues to lead. And things are pretty much going along here. Adam Sidlow there, he's just exiting pit road, or coming into pit road, I should say.
His wheel a bit tweaked. His right wheel seems to be not pointing as straight. So that could be just.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at the front wing there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got some damage there. Something happened.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's going to try to just repair that damage, but Ryan Shue 14 seconds back behind the leader. It's just 1 second behind Nate Lynch. Nate Lynch keeping P3 and Lee Tucker P2. Dylan Glass doubled his gap with a 4-second gap. That is, he's showing his pace now. He's definitely, in his groove right now. He's finally worked out the car. Look at that, not getting loose. He knows what he's doing, and with this gap, he knows what to do stuff. As Tony in 8th place is on the lucky dog. Can get the lucky dog if the caution comes out. He has just passed Chip Perks in the number 30. Tony is going to have a little battle here. If they work together, they can gain on that 24 of Brian Lynch. It's Douglas Hooper coming out of pit lane. Pit exit, should I say. So definitely some issues with Chip. Not Chip, but Douglas Hooper hitting for quite a bit. Keeps going out, doing 10 laps and then coming back in as
oh boy,
it's in the middle of turn 2. Who was that?
That was close.
It was Brian Lynch. I think he got a pit loose there, but a good save and thing. Chip Parks, evaluated the situation and didn't go square into him, T-bone him, but wow, just these long races. This is the endurance part of it, and even in NASCAR, you just have so many laps, and that's just what it's all about. Sometimes it's not all about pack racing and making passes. In NASCAR, speedways, of course, because it's a speedway. But with these type of tracks, it's just all about pace and tire life and pit strategy. And if you get tunnel vision and you lose focus, you're just gonna make mistakes here and there. And maybe they're not gonna be critical mistakes, but as you can see, Nate Lynch is holding a really good gap, and this entire top 7 has been holding a really good gap, and including the top 9. As Sidlow is in pit lane, 8 laps down. He's still repairing his car.
I'm wondering if he might, because he's not even in the car at the moment, so he might have just parked it. I think he might be just watching the race at this point, because they're probably telling them he's got X amount of minutes to repair, and yeah.
Yeah, definitely not what he wanted, trying to get up there again, but to Joseph Ward sitting P5, 13 seconds behind the leader, and 2.5 seconds behind Ryan Shue at 11. So he's sitting nice and easy, but Dylan Glass in the lead, holding that 4 seconds at 131 laps as soon as he crosses the line, and lap 132, he lost 2 seconds, but it's been staying pretty much the same here. And, Lee Tucker is just right behind him, just waiting for Dylan to mess up, but Dylan seems pretty quick, consistent, and he just knows what he's doing. He's corrected himself. He knows earlier in the race, making mistakes, but, Lee Tucker, has been really fairly consistent. He gained 9/10 on the leader. Actually, no, on the leader, that is Brian.
Yeah,
Lynch.
Yeah, let's switch that over so we can see that. There we go. Now we're looking at Tucker and Glass. And Glass actually gained 2/10 on him, or 2.1 seconds, I should say, that last lap alone. Good grief.
Oh yeah, just and you see just Dylan Glass just
Oh!
loose, saves it.
Nice save.
What a save.
Well-
Oh, he's just gonna fall off the exit here.
I'm thinking his tires are starting to go away just a little bit.
Oh yeah. Good save, especially touching that grass. But now 6 seconds between him and the leader. That's definitely not what he wanted, but he's lost a bit of focus. The tire went. The tire definitely didn't go down, but just caught him off guard there. There's Nate Lynch. Yeah, there goes Lee Tucker in the pit lane. So it's time to pit and just get some new boots on, and so you can put in some laps. But Nate Lynch jumping into P2, Brian True jumping into P3, and they're just right behind the leader. And it is the last time that Dylan Glass pitted. I think he pitted around.
It was 109 for Dylan Glass.
Okay. So he's fairly consistent.
Yeah, Nate Lynch and Brian Chu both pitted on lap 116. So, so that's another interesting little fact. Now that now we're in the final quarter of this race here. And these two guys. I mean, I think everybody obviously going to have to pit at least one more time. I don't know if they can make it on one more stop, but if you just look at the way things cycling around here, they've definitely gone farther than Dylan Glass has on that last stop.
Yeah, with he has an 8-second gap, so he can just let off where the tires go. He has that gap, and he can just save tires. But the problem is that does Nate Lynch and Brian Chu and the rest of the pack have enough time to actually gain on him with pit stops? And that's a hard thing to say, but could be possible as Brian Chu will try to go on the inside, but Nate Lynch going to go around the outside up in the marbles, but he thinks he's going to make it work. Oh, he did slow down there, got a bit tight. Brian Chu up to P2. Will they just keep it like this, or will Nate Lynch try to get his position back? They're just still going to lose time, and if Dylan Glass pits, they want to be as close as possible because how big this track is. It's a 2.5-mile track, and the tire wear fall off. You don't want to push it, but speaking of pushing, Nate Lynch is going to try to push on the inside, and he's going to get it. He's going to get P2 once again. Brian Chu is just going to fall in right behind him. As P4, Trey Jackson to pit lane. The number 31 sideways again.
Oh, man. Jeez.
Yeah. Try to get it going here.
Pit road is definitely dangerous for our pit crews here, and this is the second or third wreck that happened right at pit road. It's just. Oof.
I wonder if he's having some kind of gear shift problem there. He can't seem to get that thing backed up. Now he's
there you go.
I saw him move a couple of times. He couldn't quite get it going there.
Truly, he's probably just banging the steering wheel a few times, letting off some steam. We just heard over the radio, though, that Douglas Hooper is now in the top 10, and Adam Sidlow is just sitting in pit road observing the race. So congratulations to Douglas Hooper in the top 10 position. Even though he's 13 laps, he is top 10 out of the Indianapolis 500 here with 70-some laps to go, or 60-some laps to go, rather. I'm bad at math, but who cares?
Race is topping on to 203, and with the mistake that Troy Jackson did, he did that a couple laps ago, but big chip.
What a move! What a move!
That was the leader. Oh,
that was Dylan Glass saying, "Excuse me, beep beep, get out of the way."
Oh, thank God that the lapper did not flick right.
Yeah.
Lead had been gone.
I'm surprised Dylan Glass, honestly, he had 6 seconds. Now he has 5.5 seconds between the next person behind him, second place. But I'm surprised he made that aggressive move. I mean, honestly, that's a little bit more dangerous than, hey, let off the pedal a little bit and just move to the left or the right.
Yeah. Nate Lynch, P2 right now, pulling away from Ryan Chu. 1.2 second down to going up to 1.3, probably entering the corner. Not as such, Ryan Chu. Not sure what happened there, but they have a gap between each other. Brian Lynch coming out of pit lane has some fresh tires, but he's a lap down. And Dylan Glass is putting the laps down, and Tony Rice is in pit lane in that number 64 IndyCar, getting ready to go, and he's off. 2 laps down now, and Chip Parks in the lucky dog position. All these drivers a lap down, 2 laps down. They're trying to get their lap back and waiting for that leader to, pit, so they don't need to get that lucky dog, so they can pit with the rest and not have to go a lap down again, or just go in the back. I mean, just trying so hard, but Chip Parks is in the top 5, and just, again, Dylan Glass is just putting them laps down. But, speaking of Dylan Glass, he is in pit lane right now. The leader has pitted, and Nate Lynch is to the lead. Dylan Glass, pretty good stint. I'm not sure for how long he stayed out, but he'd make that.
That's lap 141 that he's pitting on there. So, wow.
Oh yeah. Really good strategy call. Going for the long haul. Getting the gap, especially when Trey Jackson, made that mistake. He could just cruise around and last for like 10 more laps, and that's something you want. You see a mistake, you can actually just capitalize on it, and that's what you see here. And you can see, Dylan Glass is ahead of Trey Jackson. Jackson is 2 laps down, and after he cannot get into gear, and he spun the tires, maybe stalled out. He's just big loss of time. That definitely shows. But as Brian Lynch is right behind him, Dylan Glass is just going to get ahead of him, and he just go full steam ahead. And Nate Lynch taking the lead and leading us to maybe 150 laps, but we're going to see if he pits in his 140 in the 40s lap window. But he's leading by 8/10, so Brian Chu is not out of the draft. These guys have been nose and tail for the first couple, not first couple of laps, but trying to catch the past leader. But Brian Chu is definitely going to try to push here. He's already gained a 10th on Nate Lynch. But we'll just have to see in a couple of laps if they just get together and either work together and just put the laps down, or maybe Brian Chu is just going to try to pass him.
Believe you me, though, some of these drivers know exactly how each other kind of moves and kind of strategizes. They've been racing so long with each other that I'm surprised Dylan Glass actually pitted there, because it opened the door for Nate Lynch to just ride it home. If Nate gets a caution right now, he's have fresher tires than Dylan, and be able to fill up the whole way. I'm kind of surprised on the pit stop there, so we'll see how it works out for him. Just to give you some statistics here, Kyle McCoy isn't in this race, obviously, but he leads the points in this league here at 733. Nate Lynch, followed by Riley Davenport, Dylan Glass, just in the top 5. They know how each other drives. It's just a matter of a chess game. They're going to see how each other pits, how fast they get in and out, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Nate Lynch here capitalize on that.
Glass, he's 27 seconds rears now of Nate Lynch at the moment. I think that's looking at that gap. I want to say that's relative to the leader. It actually may be relative to third place Lee Tucker. I mean, we can look at the track map as well, see where Nate Lynch is, and Glass, he's in fourth. I think that's actually now what we're seeing in the timing tower. That's the relative position to the car directly in front of that whatever driver you're looking at. So Glass is actually 26 seconds behind Lee Tucker.
Definitely has some work to do, and I think he's just waiting for a caution. You know, he didn't want to stretch out, get loose, and get into the wall. He has no fast repairs, but he's sitting, nicely to whoever makes a mistake. But it's hard to say because people are spread out, and it's very rare now for people to get together because they're just so spread out. And I actually have a feeling for those tires and the car itself, so they won't make any mistakes. I mean, if they push the car, they're going to go sideways.
Right.
On pit entry, but that won't be a caution because it's not on track, and drivers are safe that are actually racing on track and not pitting. But it's gonna suck if someone walks up the brakes, gets sideways, and someone's behind them and gets nailed. But right now Ryan Lynch is in a lucky dog position, and he's just sitting right there, and the top four right now are just on the lead lap, so we just have to see what happens. And Ryan Lynch is 3 seconds, and Dylan Glass is pulling on him. Looks like maybe he's trying to push. Next car ahead of him is Cooper. Nate Lynch to pit lane. Brian Shue going to go to the lead.
Yeah. I'm going to scratch what I said earlier. I think that timing and scoring, that is just relative to the leader. Because I was looking at it, and I was looking at the track map, and when I was looking at where second and third were, there's no way that was 20-some seconds. There was no way. And so it had to be in the relative to the leader.
Who would have bet, though, that the top the top four isn't going to be a lap down now? Like, only the top four is on the lead lap right now, with still 20 miles left to go in this race. No one would have bet on that.
Yeah.
So,
like they say, it isn't over till it's over,
Yeah.
That's right. The fat lady did not sing, and I'm not singing yet.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, darn.
Is this the first time Tucker's been in the lead? He's got the point here now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen him up front at all yet.
Yeah, he's really close to it. He got into the top 5 and got the third place once, I'm pretty sure, but he dropped back when Dylan Glass passed him.
Okay, now see his exit there. That was 40.073. That was his pit stop delta from the time he entered pit road to the time he exited. So 40 seconds is kind of what that's what Dylan Glass, that's what Lee Tucker would need on whoever's behind him to come in and pit and get back out. I would say approximately. We're going to say about 40 seconds pit stop delta. And but that so he's not going to be able to hold on to that lead.
Yeah.
And Brian, I'm sorry, go ahead.
At what point, though, if you're Lee Tucker, if you're going and you see, hey, the leader just pitted, and you feel a little bit loose, when are you going to pit? Is he going to pit now, or is he going to try to hold this lead, knowing that it is getting a little squirrely out there, and he doesn't probably want to end his race with getting into the wall or getting into the inside wall?
Well, it probably depends on how much he can hold onto the car. He's got that tire degradation going on now, and so it's just how bad is it going to get? How long can he stand to be out there? Now he's been out there 8 laps longer than Dylan Glass since the last stop. Tucker pitted on lap 132, and Glass pitted on lap 140. So he's already has that disadvantage right there, and of course he's probably looking at his relative too and seeing how fast is that gap coming down, and it's coming down. I'd say by hundredths of a second right now, just kind of slowly making. Oh, and well,
Oh no!
just forget.
Oh
So much for the
no!
strategy. Yep, just forget it.
Oh,
Into the wall.
Oh my
poorly.
goodness.
And
I don't think it's gonna bring out a caution. Oh, that might bring out a caution right there.
Oh,
Oh,
whew.
stars.
it's gonna be really close.
Yeah.
Oh man, he just got loose. I think he just made a little mistake there as soon as he saw Dylan Glass, because Dylan Glass closed about 5 to 8 tenths on the leader, which was, just, man, that's definitely not what he wanted.
Yeah.
Lee Tucker made a mistake in pit road, and earlier in the race he made a mistake in pit road. I'm pretty sure that was him, and he got to the lead, and just, these cars, as you can see, that alignment
Wow.
is not too much.
And the caution did not come out either.
If I was his spotter there, I'd have told him to go a little bit above the track. Not too dangerous, but just enough to pull out that yellow flag.
Yeah. Yeah. Did he use his fast repair?
I don't think he's been involved in anything, has he? Looks like he's sliding into pit road.
That is what you call a crab walk in the aviation world.
Yeah, they call it here
He's
too. That's what they say a lot of times with these Indy cars. That he's crabbing really bad.
He looks like the new Tesla car that just came out recently. So
This is the style.
hopefully he's all right and he has a fast repair to use.
Yeah, that's actually kind of the stylish way to enter pit road. Just kind of slide on in there. Let's see if he got. And that's not good. I don't see the car getting fixed. So he may have already used it, unless either that or he just didn't click his fast repair on before he got in there.
Well, I'm sure he's not smiling right now, but
Yeah.
at least he had a good race. He went over how many miles? 155 on a lap. So
Yeah.
he did complete a lot of miles there. He should be very happy with his performance.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Dylan Glass back to the lead, and only 3 cars on the lead lap. And just 1 lap down cars, just 3 1 lap down cars, 3 lead lap cars. Who's itching for a caution, and they probably went past him, and they're praying for him to come up on track to cause a caution, but below that white line, as iRacing sees it, it's not a danger to cars on track, so as long as he's on that apron, it's not going to really affect him in anything. But Douglas Super going a bit slow there.
Whew. Who was that? That was
Glass
that was
went
Nate.
by. Yeah.
What was it? Glass or
Was
Nate
it- or
Lynch?
maybe-
I thought that was Nate Lynch that went by like he was standing still.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was Lynch that went by. Yeah.
Nate Lynch just looks like he's bolted out of there like a bullet out of a gun. He says, "Hey, watch out! I'm about to win this thing. Stand back." and Dylan Glass, I mean, he's still 17 seconds back, but who knows?
And I'm just going to say this right now. I'm going to salute Douglas Super. 14 laps down, and he's, staying in it right here. And sure, he's 14 laps down, but he's finishing this race, and, that's really good to see, just not quitting, even though, maybe he suffered a bit of damage and just slowing, and his tires are gone, and it's just very tired for him because there's no one on the same lap as him, but it's for, good for him for finishing this race, 14 laps down, and it being 157 laps, people are spaced out, but there's many miniature packs forming up from the last pit stops. Yeah, he's pretty slow right there. I'm not sure if that's a mechanical issue or that's just him letting people by. We're going to Tony here.
I'm pretty sure Douglas Super, though, he just went in the pit lane, but his spotter's just telling him, "Hey, you only got to complete 9 more laps until you take over Lee Tucker that's sitting in the pits that is out." Hey,
Yeah.
you're going to gain a position no matter what, fella. So keep
Yeah.
on going.
Oh.
Back
Oh.
Two of them.
Tony.
Tony in the grass. I don't know how you're keeping it straight, fella, because you got more skill than I do.
Oh my goodness. When it rains, it pours. Wah, 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 wah.
Now, Tony, did you use your fast repair already or no?
No, I haven't been involved in anything to use it. I'm entering the pits, and there's Jackson. He's probably going to have to use his. He looks like he's a little bent there as well.
Now, what
Not as much as
caused
me.
that? What did
That's
you
a
just get loose or what?
let's run that back and see here because I was behind him. And I think we did some synchronized spinning out there or something. Because let's see, us
Just
right on board mid here.
maybe just racing a little bit too hard for that last position, or not last position rather, but just to pass him because you were on the same lap. Oh,
Oh,
you
there
got
it
into
is.
the wall there.
Yeah, but look at what was happening with Trey as I was getting into the wall. We're coming out of turn 2. My angle is wrong. You
Yeah.
can see my angle is wrong right there. Oops, bang, there we go. But Trey is already. I think when he came off the wall and kind of the same
Just
thing happened
creeps.
there. Like let's look at his exit here. He exits, and his angle isn't quite right either. He's heading towards the wall. He's trying to get off of it. He overcorrects a little
Oh,
bit,
yeah.
and it just drives him right down. And there I am, look like I'm following him right down to the wall.
If you don't mind, Tony, go ahead and rewind it again with one more time in Trey's cockpit.
Mm-hmm.
And just notice his steering input from the entry to the corner to the exit. He just oversteers and probably is hitting the gas just a little bit too much for him to actually shoot off into the left-hand side. So go into, Trey's cockpit there.
Yeah, because he's got it. He's going into the turn there, and
So far, so good in Trey's aspect. I mean, and honestly, 1 and 2 seems that's 1 and 2, correct? Yeah. 1 and 2 is like one of the hardest in and outs.
yeah,
1 and 2, 3 or 4, whatever, you know. And he's just trying to overcorrect,
yeah,
and it's just too much. And his tires are just giving into that wall. He bounces a little bit. Probably going to use his fast repair and get back out there.
yep.
Honestly, a really good save. Just grazed the wall. I mean, it didn't look like his left wheel got there a bit. Just his wing. So, just gonna repair it here. But Brian Lynch is gonna just be on the same. Well, be the next lucky dog. So we just have to. Brian Lynch is just crossing his fingers, just praying for a caution, so he can just actually make those moves. But you know,
And truly, Douglas Hooper's spotter probably just said, "Hey, the guys in front of you now just wrecked, so keep on going, fella."
exactly. Yeah, I mean,
Now Trey, yeah, we're both 2 laps down. Where is Trey? I'm on pit road. He's already in his stall, and looks like he's just finishing. Okay, he's exiting now, and I'm just getting to my stall. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I must have used the fast repair.
Fast repair, new tires. I seen your pit crew just waving you down like, "Hey, what were you doing out there? We've been doing good all day long, and then you're sitting there taking it into the corners and everything. Crazy."
Yeah, and I don't know what's going on here. I think maybe I don't know what I'm doing there.
Probably filling up, honestly.
yeah, you were out there for quite a bit, so yeah, just probably filling up the engine and.
That's weird because now I shut the engine down. I honestly don't remember what happened for me to be on pit road that long because I'm gonna lose another lap. I'm 3 laps down now. I must have finished. You know what? I don't know if I finished 6th or not. Tell you the truth, we'll find out. Sure enough.
Or
It looks like you just got out of your car for a pee break, so we'll have to check that.
I still take it. Anything helps. But
Dylan Glass still in first place there, just cruising along in the American flag. I mean, keep it waving there, Dylan. You're doing good. You got Nate Lynch coming back up on you. I mean, Nate Lynch, the last time we checked on these guys, Nate was almost, 20 seconds down, if I'm not mistaken?
Yep.
And he's closing the gap, honestly.
Yep.
Keep on going, Nate, and, you never know what could happen.
Probably Nate Lynch just betting for, Dylan Glass to make another mistake. Probably he's just noting that down. It's just, wishing for that to happen. He's going to get a little help here, losing just to 8 seconds instead of 9.
Now, Nate just passed his brother Brian Lynch, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know who's older there, but Nate just said, "Get the heck out of my way, brother. I'm going in front of you." So,
I mean, yeah. You can just see a difference in pace. I think Brian Lynch is, trying to just manage his tires, just stay out as long as possible. But Brian Chu is just keeping it third place, and there you go.
I'm just leaving pit road. I have no idea why I was in there so long. I don't remember what that was all about.
You had to take a potty break. It is okay, Tony. Everybody has to. You went to the pits. You said, "Hey guys, change my tires.
Yeah.
I'll be right back." Okay.
You know what that was? You could see damage on the right side pod, so that was not a fast repair. I had to sit there for that damage to be fixed. That's what that was. And see it on the right side pod is still banged up pretty good. And I tell you, when that happens, like I said earlier at the beginning of the race, I guess I was a little nervous right now because I was thinking, man, I hope this thing is going to steer okay. And it felt like it did once it got back out there, because you can kind of almost tell immediately if that suspension is still bent. And I think the damage I had must have been more to the side of the car than it was up at the front end geometry there.
Yeah, most definitely. In these cars, it seems like the steering input is a lot less than in a normal NASCAR or even the truck series.
Yeah.
It seems like you don't have to turn the wheel as much. It's very sensitive. Even with the gas and the brake, it just seems like you don't have to do a whole lot to get that car to move.
Yeah. And so he's now 5 seconds behind Dylan Glass. He's closing it down.
Yeah.
Let's bring up that lap time comparison here. We'll run a few laps off here and we'll see how they're comparing here.
Yeah, I think Dylan Glass his tires are probably going, and Nate Lynch. I think Nate Lynch is just pretty good in these long runs. He knows how to manage them and just slow up and let the car do its thing and not get on the throttle too soon. As you've seen people try to do, and just get loose and they can't save it because the car just gets very flickable.
Right.
And they flick right, left, and usually that just ends up with them getting damaged. But Nate Lynch definitely going full beans now. But Dylan Glass is slowing here. His tire's definitely gone, and I think he just doesn't want to just spin out again. Probably got loose once up there, and just trying to check up, just take a breather from focusing so much on just the line and just doing hot lap after hot lap, and but it's opening the door for Nate Lynch to just close in lap by lap. As you can see, he's going to go down to 3 seconds here. There we go. 3.9 seconds. So he's gaining about 0.3 per lap, maybe, as it's going to show us here.
Yeah, it didn't. I was thinking it was going to bring up that data, but it never did. For whatever reason, it's not updating their lap times anymore. I don't know why. That software stopped working there. But I tell you also, that offset in the pit stops is, I think, a little closer than it has been before. Dylan Glass, he last pitted on lap 140. Nate Lynch went to lap 147, and Brian Chu went to lap 148. So they've got about a 7 and 8 lap advantage on glass.
You know what I always said is the computers can be your best friend or your worst enemy. So sometimes whenever those technical difficulties come in, you can't rely on them. A good calculator will always help you get to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, closing in maybe 3 seconds. I want to go down 2 seconds after this one. This is stacked.
It truly seems like Nate is gaining 0.2 of a second every single corner, if not a little bit more, on every single corner and every single front back stretch or front stretch.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing a bit of what happened earlier. It's just Dylan maybe not noticing burning up his tires just a tiny bit. Not affecting him that much, but he pulled out of that corner right there, so maybe Nate got a little bit loose out of turn 4. He's up, back up to 3.1 seconds again, but just gonna have to just be patient and that is Trey Jackson right ahead of him, so probably maybe slowed him down a bit, I'm not sure, but it's just another obstacle in his way that he needs to just get past. And this is just the endurance part of it. Like 30 laps ago, it's just about focus, not getting tunnel vision, and going to the wall or making mistakes, because these cars are very technical about how they drive. And with these amount of laps to go, we're hitting 171 laps out of 203, so we just gotta wait and just see what happens. We could have a caution. Leader could pit, change in the lead, problems with pit road. Anything can happen here. Mistakes can happen because you're not betting on someone's mistake ahead of you, but mostly in strategy. But Brian Lynch down pit road, he is 1 lap down currently. I think he's going to go 2 laps down. Trey Jackson.
These guys are getting into these money stops now. I would think he'd go to the distance after this one for sure.
Oh,
yeah. Down and away.
Trey Jackson actually gaining from that. Staying out. Now he's 1 lap down.
I'm truly I'm surprised that Nate Lynch pitted here.
Yeah.
Because he could have used Trey Jackson as a little bit of drafting partner. Yep.
And that's funny because his tires are fresher than Dylan Glass as well, and I would have thought he would have just outlasted him as far as tire wear, And now let's see, he's got in and got out on. Okay, see that's why, because it's almost like he short pitted. He short pitted on Dylan Glass, and Glass came in the next lap. Now the question is, can he get around there and catch him?
I'm honestly surprised that Dylan Glass's pit crew the spotter did not tell him, hey, go 1 more lap. Nate just pitted. Go 1 more lap, get him a lap down.
Yeah.
Because, you got to keep Old Glory flying there. And now it gives an opportunity for Nate Lynch to get back into it. And now you can see Brian Chu is actually your leader right now with, almost a 31-second lead, coming out of the pit. Oh, I'm surprised Dylan was able to get off as quick as he did.
Yeah.
So 30.
But now that gap is only less than 2 seconds. Wow.
Yeah, now look at the gap between Dylan Glass and the leader now, Brian Chu. He definitely is, but he has to pit here in like a couple of laps maybe. But he seems pretty comfortable. Doesn't look like he's getting loose, but it's definitely still on old tires. It doesn't change anything. As you can see, Dylan Glass is already gaining back time, so past the pit here in a couple of laps. A bit loose there, but he has to pit here in at least 1 or 2 laps. But it's just if he can keep it out for as long as possible, It's his strategy. You can see he's getting a bit loose there, but he's holding it nice and steady.
Oh, he did get loose there.
Yeah, I think that thing's starting to be a little bit of a handful.
I guarantee you that he's going to pit within the next lap or two, and we're going to have a race to finish with Dylan Glass and Nate Lynch in a second and third position. And Brian Chu, unfortunately, is going to lose a little bit of time pitting you.
Big time. He has it.
If I had
time.
Yeah. He's probably cutting this closer than he needed to be. Because I mean, if that was me, if I had had a 30-second gap, I would have been in the very next lap. You know.
I was going to say, if I was a gambling man, Brian Chu's going to pit this lap, knowing that Dylan Glass and Nate Lynch are gaining on him seconds. Not even half a second, not even a tenth of a second every single lap. Seconds on each lap that they turn.
Yep.
Exactly.
You got to take advantage of that, while they're still rolling at that pit road speed, and get on in there and get that next lap. Wow.
Ooh. I cannot believe that Brian Chu is staying out right now, because it's going to be literally seconds until they catch him.
Yeah. He has a long way to go for the finish. He's not going to last. He can try, but not tenths, but just seconds, as JD said. I don't see how it's going to work with that already almost 20 seconds. In about maybe 5 laps or so, he's going to be at least like 6 seconds behind him. And still, that's without mistakes. And Brian Chu seemed a bit loose, and he already knows now. He knows now that his car is breaking away from him. And he just needs to pit. There's no other way around it. I don't think he's going to win this race if he does not pit. I think he's just waiting for a caution to happen, just staying out ahead, staying out of trouble. But I don't see how that's going to benefit him, because look at that, Dylan Glass just 20 seconds now to 19 seconds right now.
But if you're Dylan Glass right now, what are you thinking in your mind? You're not thinking of catching Brian Chu, because you know you're going to catch him eventually. But are you thinking about Nate Lynch, which is only, 4 seconds, 3.5 seconds off of you? Are you thinking about saving tires because you are not pitting again? You cannot pit again and win a race. You have to think about the guy behind you, Nate Lynch. He's going to barrel down your back end here in a few. So you got to save those tires, and you got to be smart about it. You can't burn it up trying to catch Brian Chu.
Yeah, like you said, he doesn't have to worry about catching him, because he knows that pit cycle is going to give him the lead there, and like you say, work on trying to preserve those tires to at least have a little something to fight with at the end of the race.
Nate Lynch is just saying slow and steady will win the race, and I hope Dylan and his crew is telling him, hey, slow down a little bit, don't burn your rubber down, and just do the same thing. But if you're Trey Jackson right now, you're thinking, I got to stay ahead of Dylan Lynch, because if there's a yellow, Trey Jackson will be on the lead lap.
Yep.
Big, some fresh tires, and caution does come out. The leaders are going to just either come in or stay out. But probably are going to come in, but that's going to just give Trey Jackson a second chance at getting top 3 here, because he is in the lucky dog position. He's in the best position out of this entire field to just have a chance at getting some positions. But it's top 5. But here goes Brian Chu, pit lane, the 11.
I was just going to say, if I was Brian Chu, I'd be hoping for a caution right now before he went to the pit lane.
Yeah.
Because everybody would have been in there. With unlimited tires,
yeah.
It gives you every opportunity to just go in, fill up, get tires.
Yeah.
But you can see Brian Chu now in third. He got tires. Did he get tires, or did he just fill up?
He got tires, yeah.
I was going to say, I'm so excited to see this ending of the race. I cannot wait. 20-some more laps to go. Let's do this, boys.
And now it's reversed. Now there's a 20-second gap from him and, well, let's see, about 23 seconds, yeah, from him and the leaders.
But look at that. Nate Lynch has already gained a second back. And almost 2 seconds now. 2 seconds actually now. So this is going to be a close one because Dylan Glass can't burn up his tires. But Nate Lynch is going to try his hardest to get up to him and close enough to get into that traffic bubble and save his tires, cool down his temps, and just try to get to him. But we need some laps to go. You know, there are just no mistakes with these leaders. Because, you know, Brian Chu, he stayed out, and Brian Chu could have, this.
And he did stay on the lead lap, too. He's kind of closer to the, about half a lap down, you know what I mean? But he's still, he's on the opposite side of the track as Glass is, but he did stay on the lead lap.
I'd have to say I'm pulling for Brian Chu because I'm from Pennsylvania myself. He has to do it for the Keystone State, and hopefully he's able to make up the 24 seconds. But at what point does Nate Lynch say, hey, I got a race to win here. I'm 2.8 seconds off the leader. Pedal to the metal. Let's do it.
I think I've raced against Nate Lynch here in the Arc Offensive Series, and, you know, he's really...
we got a caution for something.
Oh.
And I don't know what it is. Let's see.
That is just the worst news Brian wanted to hear, honestly. Brian's going to probably want to pit here, no matter what, because that will give him fresh tires. But if Brian would have just held on for 4 more laps...
Oh, no, Trey Jackson. He was in the lucky dog position.
Is that? I wonder if that's what brought it. Let's see. Can we rewind here?
Oh, my.
Was he already in the pit? Oh, that's what brought out the caution. Wow, okay, here we go.
Oh, no, so turn 3.
Yep.
Oh, no, it just got tight. Didn't happen there.
Yeah, he looked like he corrected just a little bit that time. That's the going down the short two here.
So I think it happened in turn 1. Turn 1.
Yeah, he's about to go down here into turn 1.
Man. So entering here, don't look like he'd entered the bit high, and nothing out of the ordinary. So this corner, still in the black, still on that racing line.
Oh, it's going. It's going. Yep, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
Just couldn't pancake right. Oh, hard into the wall.
Ouch.
Good grief. Man.
And he can't slow down.
Oh, yeah.
Right into the outside wall. And he was in that lucky dog position.
Man. And he just towed into the pits. Yeah, so he's towing in at this moment here.
Yeah, but look who has a chance now. Lynch. So we're going to have the brothers, Nate Lynch and Brian Lynch, in the top 5. So we're probably going to see some teamwork here from the brothers. Because they work together mid of the race, and, they're fairly consistent. They know what they're doing. If one's faster than the other, they will work together, but there's no telling because this is really a wacky race.
Yeah, Brian should get the lucky dog right, and but he'll only have about maybe 3 cars in front of him on the restart. Got to take that EOL after the lucky dog.
I was just going to say, we're confirming that there is a lucky dog in the series?
I believe there is. Yeah,
okay.
I'm pretty sure we saw...
beginning of the race, someone did get their lap back, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that definitely does suck for Trey Jackson. He was in the position, man.
So Brian will not have to pit whenever everybody else does. He's going to have to go in that lucky dog position, go the whole way around, and then pit at the very end and then catch back up.
Yep.
But then he has to pass essentially a couple cars in front of him. Not like a whole pack like it usually is. Just because this race is so unique, and as soon as you use your fast repair, you got one more chance until you're done. You're going to see Dylan Glass, Nate Lynch. I'm sure Brian Chu stayed out. Brian
You
Chu?
know,
Oh,
I was
no!
looking at that,
My.
and I'm like, okay, he pitted later than they did, but not that many laps, and he must be feeling good. He must be thinking,
Yeah.
okay,
Uh,
I know those tires are going to fall off after a certain amount, but
Yeah, it was like 3 laps before the
still,
caution, but
yeah, but
3 laps
mean,
tires.
Tony's saying, "Let me get my lap back. I'm about to pass this pace start here soon."
yeah, there's a lucky
But
dog, and I think at this point, I think I just stayed out, I guess, just to get my lap back. Or get one of them back. 'Cause I'm 5 laps down, so what's one lap going to do now? But
I, I honestly think though Brian Chu, he's racing an amazing race right now, but his pit crew needs. Oh my goodness! I just how do you stay out there? You've been on these tires for what, 5 to 6 laps? You come in, get those fresh tires, and give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance to get that second or first.
I mean, I'm pretty sure pit lane is still open here, so we're gonna see if because he's gonna be still on the lead lap.
yeah,
He's
that's
not
true
in
too. Yeah.
positions.
And
Plus,
it may be a thing also. He knows that there are only, what is it, 4 cars on the lead lap. So
yeah,
he'll say, I'm gonna click a couple of more laps off here, and then I'll get the fresh tires, and we're all gonna
yeah,
just be
check it
hammered
out.
down at the restart here, and I'll have the tires to really battle back up there and get these guys.
Yeah.
I
He's
tell
still
you
got,
what.
like 3 more laps until the caution, so it's not that warm, but still, it's gonna make a difference. Like at least like 10 laps into a stint.
Right.
If Brian Chu doesn't pit here, he is definitely a gambling man. And let's take him to Las Vegas and roll those dice together. But 2 fun facts for you guys here today. If you didn't know about Indianapolis 500, Indianapolis 500 Motor Speedway is the largest spectator sporting facility with more than 250,000 permanent seats to sit around the whole facility. And one more for you. The Brickyard gets its name from the 1909 surfacing project with 3.2 million street paving bricks were laid on a current asphalt track. 1 yard of the historic brickwork is exposed at the start-finish line. So there's 2 fun facts for you. We're about to have an amazing finish. Let's do this, guys.
Lights are out on the pace car too.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Just keep eyes on Brian Chu. Brian Chu needs to, he needs to go because he has Dylan Glass behind him, and Glass is going to try to pass him.
I think he knows the window. He knows the window of, I don't know how far he can push before they fall off, and I think he's just feeling confident that, hey, I've got the tires to make it to the end. Because it is only 4 laps now.
There for a minute, it looked like Brian Chu was drafting off the pace car. We're about to go green here. Other than the drivers, we have the best seat in the house. Let's go racing.
Yeah. Here we go, folks. We start lap 187. And they're waiting. There they go. They dropped the hammer. He's gone.
I would have guessed only 5 cars behind the leader.
Wow.
Brian Chu pulling out, but here comes Dylan Glass right behind him. He's going to try to overtake on this back straightaway. There he goes to the inside. Brian Chu definitely not going to try to defend. Here comes Dylan Glass getting the lead there. There's wheel to wheel now, entering turn 3. Chu going to let him have it for now. Dylan Glass is going to regain that lead. But look who's behind them, the Lynch brothers. So let's see if they try to work together. They're spread apart for right now, but we just got to see if they can get together and maybe work together.
Dylan Glass was just trying to break the draft there to pull away from these guys. And I think Brian Chu just realized that he needed to roll double sixes, and he rolled snake eyes out Vegas. Oh, no.
And here comes Nate Lynch.
Dylan Glass could have this race won. If Nate Lynch can get ahead of Brian Chu and get a slingshot, he has a chance.
Boy, that was close.
Nate Lynch almost into the wall. I can tell you one thing, though. I've raced with Brian Chu at Talladega, I believe it was. He will not give up the position. So he's going to fight tooth and nail to get second or at least first here. So it's going to be definitely exciting. Last, 13, 14 laps to go. It's going to be a crazy finish.
Man.
Yeah, just about 10 plus laps to go. Around that.
Dylan Glasso with a half a second lead. It's unbelievable. I hope he doesn't burn too much tires out. He looks like he's going super wide, pedal to the metal. He's looking at the checker.
You know what? I think Brian Chu has been a little. I think he's been holding his cards close to the vest here, because Dylan Glass usually kind of just walks away from people. He's not walking away from Brian Chu.
It's definitely going to be interesting. I hope I hope Brian made a right decision not pinning there. I think it would be bold and in charge, and it will definitely put a stamp with his career here.
And coming to when Dylan Glass crosses the line this time, we're going to have 12 laps to go. So these guys are definitely going to push, especially Nate Lynch. Nate Lynch has fallen back just a bit. Dylan Glass swerving all over the track. Nate keeping it straight. He's trying to just control his tires away from them to make a mistake. Brian Lynch has a little look there, entering turn one, but they're just getting separated. So that's definitely going to help those two brothers out. But will they work together? Will they not?
Let me ask you this, guys, though. If you were the spotter for Dylan Glass, would you be telling him, don't worry about breaking the draft, just worry about driving straight? Brian Chu's on old tires. You have this. Let him help you.
Probably, yeah. I mean, he's not taking any chances, even going mid.
Yeah, I think it's sometimes they say it's keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I mean, I think I would let him draw in a little bit, because I don't want him getting a run on me, especially if my tires start falling off. I would kind of be keeping him closer to me, just to maybe mess with his timing, if anything.
Yeah.
I'm just worried Dylan is going to make a crucial mistake here whenever he's sweeping back and forth in the straightaways to try to break that draft. At my point, if I was leading, I would say, hey, we got 2.3. He's getting information from his spotter that Nate Lynch and Brian Lynch are almost 3 seconds behind you. Now, granted, they are brothers, but come on now. We all know brothers fight. They're fighting for position too.
Brian Chu should have taken those 4 tires, man. I mean, his fuel, he can last, but his tires are just not good. That's just the difference here. He's lucky enough that he has a gap between the Lynch brothers and just himself. He's just trying to focus on keeping that 5/10 between him and the leader. He has so much pace, Dylan Glass has been showing just a lot of pace here in Indianapolis, taking the lead, falling back again, and then here he is, making the final laps here at Indianapolis Speedway, and it's just who's going to make the mistake as Nate Lynch falls back 3 seconds, so they're losing time. I'm not sure what's going on there, but the 11 and 3, it's just them currently, and it's not looking too good for Brian Lynch. Not Brian Lynch, Brian Chu. Wrong Brian. Looks like brothers are battling back there. There's Swerve back there.
I told you, it's not all happy endings in a family. Brothers will fight. At what point do you, as Brian Chu, say, oh shit, I'm sorry. I should have taken tires there. You know, he has to be thinking, man, I made a mistake here. And hopefully Dylan Glass makes a mistake if you're in Brian Chu's shoes, or tires rather. You know, he's definitely thinking, I should have taken fresh tires, even if I would have been in fourth, even third position, and hopefully he can pull it out.
Laps winding down here now. That gap is starting to grow, guys. Now just about 9/10. It was 9/10 for a second. Now 8.7, 8.8.
Wow. Ryan must be frustrated right now. I mean, he made a call, he rolled the dice, as JD said, but you know, it didn't work for him. He's just falling back in Lap's car, making too much of a difference. But definitely slowing down just a bit, but it's not really going to make a difference here. And if it stays green, I'm saying Dylan Glass has this in the bag. You know, he has tires now.
Yeah.
It's just all about. You know, I think the biggest battle is going on between brothers, Nate Lynch and Ryan Lynch. Because a few laps ago, we saw him on the back straightaway in the camera, and look how close.
Whoa! What was that? Who was that?
Oh, flipping.
That was me.
That was you, Tony. I understand that you don't remember it, but
and he got a caution.
Was it a caution?
Medical said that you had a slight concussion there. You will be okay.
Oh,
I'm telling you,
you got your wheel.
Oh man.
And we got a
I
caution.
wonder if I was trying to get out of the way and oh man, I might have almost messed somebody else up. Let's slow that down. Let's look at the chase here.
Caution now, or were you able to get off to the side?
Now look at the relative. We have a caution.
Yeah, man.
Well, Brian Chu's gonna have a second shot here.
Here we go, going through was that turn 2?
So
and that's Nate Lynch behind me, and I see I had been going to the high side, and
he turned out of it. He didn't know.
You know, for a second, I think he thought he wasn't going to be able to make it on the outside, but it looks like he had room, and
man,
you know, he just ran out of time to be able to say, I'm gonna change your mind. There's no way he could change your mind. He had to commit to go high. He could have squeezed through there and closed in so fast, and but at least he did make it through. I wouldn't want anybody running up the front
I don't know,
to be messed up like that.
Us NASCAR people call that a block, and we'd be fighting in the pit.
Oh yeah. Get security. We'll be out in pit lane after the race.
But I was on the inside.
Oh man.
Now, what do you do if you're Brian Chu here? Do you pit knowing that you're going to be on fresh tires, or do you stay out? That is the $1,000,000 question, and we're about to see it here.
Man.
This changes everything.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wait a minute. So,
wait a minute. Where is Glass?
Wait a minute.
Oh!
Oh, wait, what?
What happened?
Wait, what?
Oh no!
Wait, what? I'm confused.
What in the?
Oh, what?
Slow this down. What? Okay, they're under caution, right? They're under caution.
Yeah, and going through turn 2, he goes a bit high in the marbles.
Oh,
man! Practice,
you know,
he said.
Well, I wonder if the caution had come out yet.
You know what I call that? That was his girlfriend tapping him on the shoulder saying, dinner's ready right now. Let's go.
Find a reason to end this right now.
Man.
What a tough break for Dylan Glass. So that means Brian Chu is back out in front, and what is he going to do?
He has to pit. I mean, the brothers are going to pit, but he has two brothers that either one are going to work with each other, which probably isn't going to happen. But if they do, Brian Lynch is stuck. And
Well, because everybody, those top five there, four, they can all. I think Glass still has a faster pair. I think, and they'll all
maybe.
pit and they'll all be right there together at the restart, unless he doesn't have a faster pair. I didn't know he's coming in there mighty fast. He's got to be getting. I think he's done. He had to got a speeding road penalty.
I'm just saying, if I was Brian Chu there, I don't know what I would do, but the Lynch family is not going to have a good Thanksgiving. They are not going to have a good Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's done.
He's done. He doesn't have a faster pair. Yeah, I didn't know he had to use it.
So only 3 cars will be battling it out.
Hey, no, excuse yourself. Douglas Hooper is still out there grinding away. Even though he's not going to get another position here, shout out to Douglas Hooper for keeping it in there with a lucky head change scheme today.
Yeah.
Dude, you've been staying around here for like, what, 50, 60 laps? Oh, okay. But, yeah, if he was on the same lap, I'd say if he won it, I would, I'd try to, I don't know, man. I'll just give him a salute. Like, man has been staying out here for 70 laps, or I don't know, and he's 17 laps down. He's not with the leaders that are pitting right now, but he's just like, okay, you guys are pitting, let me go get my lap back.
Brian Chu looks like he's first out on pit road here, followed by Nate. Oh, who got in front? Nate Lynch got in front?
I'm gonna call
he beat his
right
brother
now.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, Nate Lynch pulled right in front of his his brother Brian. Oh boy.
I'm gonna call it right now. I think the Lynch brothers might wreck. Like, you know, Brian might have this. The 11 might have this in the bag. You know, they're aggressive, and you know, Nate Lynch did pull before the caution, pull away from his brother. So, you know, the 24 might try to pull something here and just get close. But Brian Chu is in contention here to win, probably with 2 to go now. But it's been a crazy race.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how it always seems some kind of way, no matter how long the race is, it's still going to come down to a green-white checker.
You know,
Exactly.
Tony, you make a valid point there. I don't know why we don't turn just one lap and say, "The hell, with it. Let's just race one lap and let's go drink beer."
Oh,
Man.
my God.
Well, hey, everybody's got fresh tires, plenty of fuel, no issues anywhere. It's just like at the track meet now. You know, everybody, runners, get in the starting blocks and let's go.
That's it. Qualify, run 5 laps, and let's call it a day. We're about to go. The lights are about to come off this pace car here. Oh no, they didn't. Maybe
They haven't crossed the line yet. There they are. Now they're off.
there we
yeah,
go.
yeah. Those 3 and Doug Hooper. How about Hoop, man? There he is, man. Hoop.
Yes, what a trooper, man.
Hoop said, I'm finishing this race.
I'm getting those points.
Yeah.
If we have one moment here, Tony, let's go through the whole lineup here from start to finish. You got Brian Chu leading in the first position in the Napa car, correct?
Yeah.
And then the second position would be Nate Lynch in the Budweiser,
Yep.
I believe.
Budweiser, yeah.
And then Brian Lynch in the, what is that, Hooters?
Is it Hooters?
I think he might be sponsored by multiple people, but
Uh-huh.
we'll just go with it.
Right.
And then finishing up the field here in the next position would be
The man
Douglas
himself.
Hooper on the Logitech, which makes this possible for probably 85% of the iRacing community. So thank you so much.
Oh man, but Green White check it here, and oh, Brian Shue out here with the lead, and the Lynch brothers are definitely looking, but whew, all right, coming out of turn 4 now. Brian Shue's going to lead the back to green. Yep, those tires warm.
Oh boy.
2 laps to go. He's going to get the jump. Brian Shue ready, and he's going to get a big jump. Lynch brothers are going to stay behind them. That Brian Shue needs to get this gap and hopefully let those Lynch brothers battle it out. Actually, no, they're spaced out, so it's Nate Lynch versus Brian Lynch. Not Brian Lynch, but Brian Shue.
Yep.
I was confused. The Brian's, but,
Everybody's last name is Lynch at this point. Let's just go with it, boys.
Yeah.
He's trying to break the draft. Let's see if Brian makes a mistake for Nate to capitalize.
Going to the white flag. Turn 3 right now. Brian Shue going out a decent gap, but he needs to make sure he breaks the draft. Nate Lynch, oh my God, quick out favorite. Breaking the draft.
Boy.
Left to right.
White flag is in the air.
There.
Going to turn 1. Nate Lynch right on the rear wing. Yeah, ring. I can't say bumper. But right on the rear wing of Brian Shue down the back straightaway. Brian Shue's not breaking that draft hard enough, but here comes Nate Lynch.
Oh, a little bump.
Contact.
This is where the back stretch is so important to break that draft, and he's about to take it. Is he going to?
Turn 4.
Oh, he gets into the wall. That's going to do it.
Brian Shue will win at Indianapolis.
Brian Shue, followed by Nate Lynch and Brian Lynch. Oh my goodness. Not only is Thanksgiving ruined, but Christmas is too. Good job, Brian Shue, bringing it home to the Keystone State. Congratulations, in number 11 car.
Man.
Wow, that was I thought it was going to get turned at the final lap. Oh man, if he did that, I mean,
wow. I tell you, man, and that
right, true.
I'm thinking that was probably the first laps he led all day.
Yeah,
I don't remember seeing him up the front, unless maybe like on some pit stop cycles, perhaps. But
yeah, on the caution, he stayed out, and then that whole scenario with number 3 car happened. But strong race, not really that much damage, sticking around mid-pack and making his way to the front. Brian Shue burned down here, comes to a stop at the line, I presume.
yeah,
Tony and Gino, I guess I stand corrected. Brian Shue did not rule snake eyes. He rolled a full house. We should take him to Las Vegas. He just played an amazing race.
Oh man,
let's go hit that lottery, boys.
Oh yeah,
and I think he is just glad that one is over.
he is resting his hands.
Yeah. I think somebody was telling me their hands were like, oh, my hands are killing me.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Hey.
man.
It's true, though. You sit here for 500 miles. We take it for granted. Some people say, hey, that's almost driving across a couple states and back.
Yeah.
Some, normal racers tape up their hands. They wear those meaty gloves for a reason. And it's not because we're just sitting here in air conditioning. No, those temperatures are hot out there. And you got to give these guys all the credit in the world.
10-4, guys. Let's go ahead and read down that finishing results there.
Go ahead, Gino.
So, in first place, we have Brian Shue. In second place, we have Nate Lynch. Third, Brian Lynch. Fourth, Dylan Glass. Fifth, Tony Rice. Sixth place, Douglas Hooper, the man of the race. I'll give him that. Seventh, Trey Jackson. Eighth, Lee Tucker. Ninth, Chip Parks. 10th, Joseph Ward. 11th, Adam Sidlow. 12th, JD Green. 13th, Patrick Hasty. 14th, Eric Schwar. Almost messed it up. 15th, Derek Offerman, and 16th, Jerry Hutchinson. That'll be rounding off the entire finishing order of this track and this entire race. But man, what a race!
10-4, guys, and folks, I tell you, I'm glad you're able to be here and enjoy this with us. We're glad you stopped by, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because you never know what's coming up on Rice Motorsports TV. And I tell you, this was a good one here today, and got to the point where you didn't know what was going to happen at the end there, whether it's Indy cars, stock cars, short track, super speedway. I mean, there's always something to look forward to when these guys get together. And I tell you, it was awesome. Thanks to my buddies Gino and JD here in the booth with me today. And man, we'll see you next time around. And wishing everybody here from here at Rice Motorsports TV, wishing everyone a pleasant evening.
No problem, Tony. Thanks for having us. Honestly, one shout out, and that's to you, fella, because if you weren't here, this wouldn't be possible. So thank you, Tony Rice. Like, share, and subscribe for him.